Hello? Okay, now you should be able to hear me. Give me a one. For some reason, I don't. Okay, I bet I sound a little light too. All right, sorry about that. I don't know. Yep, I bet. Let's move that up to. All right. How do I sound now? I think I should sound like normal now. So if I sound good, give me that number one. Somehow the mic was disconnected. But anyways, that's irrelevant. Todd, Hoover, Mitmont, RT, Greg. Do I still sound good to people? Because I did make another change. Johnny, 10, the man. Okay, perfect. Good. I always feel so weird. It feels so early that I'm here doing this. Anyways, really quickly, for those of you that watch this in the archive, after the fact, if you want to continue to have these available to watch in the archive, then this is totally viewer supported. And the best way to support the stream is with code CLAY, all caps, with any of these prop firms I recommend. Take Profit Trader. I think they're the best in the business. But regardless, if you enjoy and you want to support the stream, again, it's totally viewer supported, no sponsorships, nothing like that. Then code CLAY, all caps, with any of these prop firms. And I appreciate that. So, all right. Well, oh, it's still dropping. It is, but not as much as. I mean, it is. It's almost like it's a holiday or something right now, but we'll see what we can make out of it. Anyways, good morning, everybody. It is Monday, February 16th. The year is 2026. It is President's Day today, so the U.S. stock market is closed. Futures market is open. This question, we should probably take a poll of how many times you think we're going to be asked this. But the market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern, although I got some emails from some of the prop firms saying 12. Yeah, I think some of them said 12:45. But well, I don't know. What 1 p.m. Eastern? I think that's pretty sure that's what would be considered the close today. Anyways, it is an early close. Hey, Clay, what time do the markets close? That question is probably going to come up. My guess is I'm going to go with 17 times. I think over the course of the stream, we'll hear at least 17 people ask that question. Although I'm paranoid now. Why is nobody talking in the chat? Hello? Anybody still here? I think everything's working. Oh, okay. All right, I guess. Okay, you guys are. I wanted you guys to guess too. No, that was a serious question. Like, I guess I. All right, never mind. I did say take a poll, so you guys were probably just waiting for a poll. That was bad phrasing. So, why do you prefer TradeOvate over TradingView? Well, first off, TradingView is not a broker in and of itself. It's just a charting platform. But ultimately, Johnny, just personal preference. I mean, I don't see any need to pay for TradingView charts when, to me, the TradeOvate charts that I'm looking at right now are just fine. So that doesn't mean, but it is at the end of the day, it's totally personal preference on the profit take trading. Yeah, you mean why do I like Take Profit Trader as a prop firm, Johnny? Is that what you're asking? I'm not sure what you're asking now. Oh, I don't know. I've gotten several different emails from the different prop firms saying, hey, hours are this. I'm going to Take Profit Trader. So Take Profit Trader says 1 p.m. Eastern. And then it opens back up again at 6 p.m. Eastern, normal time. I could have sworn some prop firms, maybe was it Lucid? Said it was 12:45, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just making that up. I don't know. But either way, 1 p.m. Eastern. So you'll want to be out by 1 p.m. This is a day where there will be at least 13 people across the world that are in prop firms that, because they don't check their emails, because they have a bad morning routine, they're going to be in a trade at 1 o'clock and it's just going to stop. And then if your prop firm has a rule that you cannot, that you've got to be out by the end of the day, they're going to be like, what do you mean a rule violation? It's only 1 o'clock. And they're like, well, yeah, but the market's closed early today. Did you check your email? Well, no. Well, you just got a valuable lesson in why you should probably check your email. when you're with a prop firm because, yes, markets can close early. So don't be one of the 13 people. That's my goal here is that you are not one of the 13 people that loses one of your prop accounts because you violate that rule. Okay, yeah, right, Johnny. So I choose TraderVate just because personal preference. I've tried Ninja, and Ninja Trader's fine. I mean, I don't have anything against them per se. I just, TraderVate for me, it just jives better with me. But it's at the end of the day, there's nothing magical about any platform out there. A platform, and I realize you're not saying this, Johnny, you're not implying this, but sometimes people think that a platform is like, okay, my problem is not my lack of risk management, my lack of strategy, my ability to control my emotions. No. Those aren't my problems. My problems actually, I just need a new platform. I need a new broker. That's why I'm not making money. So no, it's a platform is not gonna, make or break you in this market. So don't get too hung up on that, Johnny. And nothing is written in stone. Like I said, I started on Ninja, and then all of a sudden I hopped over to TraderVate. So even if you choose one and you don't like it, it's not like you're signing some sort of, okay, I got to be with this person for the next 20 years type thing. Doesn't work like that. So, so talking the markets here, slower as would be expected, approaching the overnight low. Market opens, I say the market opens at 9:30. It does seem like action picks up a little bit at 9:30, even though the stock market is not opening today. What I've noticed is the futures market still does behave as if the U.S. stock market does open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So I'm kind of waiting for that. But at the same time, if the price gets down around here at the overnight low, I might take, depending on how the formation takes shape, might try a long down there. Lucid all trades closing 12. Yeah, okay, so I'm not crazy. I was like, I think Lucid said 12:45. So yeah, if you're with Lucid, maybe be out by 12:45. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to try to keep all the prop firms track. Just check your email. At the end of the day, check your email, which you should already be doing as a prop firm trader. If that's not part of your morning routine, you are a crazy person because you're just begging to get an account roasted because you violate one of the rules. Hey, I'm trolling. Also blame. Yeah, that's true, Todd. They do. They also blame they. Exactly. Yep. But hopefully everybody had a good weekend. If you've been here before, here's your first reminder. Please hit that like button. It may not seem like it's doing much, but it does help out quite a bit. So if you have been here before and you know you're going to enjoy, please hit the like button. If you've never been here before, welcome. Great to have you. No need to hit the like button because I totally understand you have no idea if you're going to enjoy or not. But yeah, if you have been here before, please hit that like button, as it does make a big difference. It helps. Hey, good morning, Raspberry. Do you trade? I'm a recovering silver addict, David. So yeah, silver is something else. It begs the question: do you actually trade silver, David, or do you gamble silver? I would say that's pretty much just a gamble. Now, to be fair to silver, it has slowed down over the past couple weeks now. But yeah, what was it, like 3 or 4 weeks ago? That was not trading. That was just, I'm about to get cooked in 2 seconds, or I'm about to make $1,000 in 2 seconds. So yeah, I would push back against using the word trade in that sentence. I'm up 2-0 so far in micro silver. Yeah, JT Moon, he's our silver. I mean, JT Moon, I think you tried silver first time from watching the stream. But I'm glad at least you have access to micro silver, JT. That's good. Oh, okay. You're doing SLV? Yeah, David. Well, around here we're doing futures and futures through a prop firm, which is way better than what you're doing. I mean, you're trading SLV, the ETF, which means you are requiring way more capital. You said you're using margin, so your risk is higher. You're leveraging your own cash. So around here, we are, like I said, day trading futures through a prop firm. And mathematically speaking, that is just a way more efficient way to go about day trading. So yes, you are, Dave, with all due respect, you are going about day trading in a very inefficient way. You are needing more capital. You're taking on more risk. And you need bigger moves to make less money. I'll say that last part again. You need bigger moves to make less money compared to what we're doing. where we're day trading futures in a prop firm. We need lesser moves, yet we're making more money than you are making, and we have less risk on just because of the very nature of prop firms. I know that sounds like, wait a second. I know that sounds too good to be true, but we've gone over the math time and time again. No, Toma, no. If you were trading silver, well, let's call it 3 weeks ago. Technical analysis it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant at that point. I mean, yeah, it can give you kind of a general idea, but because silver, again, I'm not talking about micro. I'm talking about SI. And again, I'm not talking about SLV. I'm talking about the futures contract, SI. And like I said, a couple weeks ago, it was just, there was no trading. It was either you're getting cooked or you're going to make a good chunk of money. So, I mean, there's no, that was gambling at that point. Like I said, I'll back off. Silver has slowed down very, very much so. I think it's still pretty crazy. But a few weeks ago, especially on the day when it was, what was it? Silver was down, I can't remember. Was 20%. It was that crazy Friday a couple weeks ago. Like, that was not trading. And that's coming from somebody that's trading. That's why I call myself a recovering addict. Because, oh man, you were either making thousands in just a couple of seconds, and that's not an exaggeration, by the way, or your account was cooked. So there was no like, okay, well, let me try to risk, no. How crazy was it? Well, what got me addicted to silver was I went on Tilt, a pro account. I'm like, whatever. I loaded up on 6S SI, and I'm not exaggerating. In under 1 second, I made $2,685, which put me up to buffer and then qualified me for a $685 payout. In under, it was like a half second. It was as fast as I could. It was just, but that was a terrible trade. Like that, but it did get me addicted. I'm like, holy, that was amazing. Let's go for some more. And Silver has also cooked accounts. What futures do I trade? I am mainly on NQ, MNQ, and then I do look at gold from time to time. All in on 20 at yeah. Yeah, no, that's the thing with prop firms. Yes, you are gaining a ton of leverage, but at the end of the day, it's not leverage like it is in the world of stocks, where like you could leverage your own cash, which means your own cash disappears that much quicker. With prop firms, I always use, since I use Take Profit Trader, your ultimate risk. Risk is, what's at threat of being taken out of your pocket is like $100. Even though you're gaining a ton of leverage, at the worst case, it's like $100. Yeah, Glock has cooked the prop. Yes, exactly. Since we never get you at open. What are you talking about? You never get me at open. Were you not around during the week New Year's and Christmas? I did the open I don't remember. Was that 2 weeks straight or something? Doggone it. Well, no, I take that back. I was talking about the overnight low here for a long, but I also was saying, well, I want to see the formation. There was no formation. It just dropped and is now bouncing. But nice that it's bouncing. All right, 3 minutes until 9:30. I think we'll see a little bit more movement, I think. But again, as I was saying, the U.S. stock market is closed today, although futures do kind of tend to act as if there's an open at 9:30 a.m. So I really don't want to be in right now and then have it kind of jolt in one way. But at the end of the day, I'm not expecting much as of now. Look at this distance. So from this down to here on the chart, so this distance between these yellow lines is right now 10 points. So there's room out there to make some money. But if you've been around, the past few weeks, usually this distance is what, at least 20 points, bare minimum. Some days we've had that distance would be like 50 points. So those are those very volatile days. But come ask me in the chat room, David, for the community that you signed up for. That was when I caught you at the Xmas break opens. Yeah, okay, yeah, Todd, is that when we no, that can't be true. Because you've been a moderator for a while now. How long have you been a moderator for, Todd? Well, let me take that back. Time flies. We're already halfway through February. Okay. Which, by the way, I am considering this the 1 year anniversary of the live stream. So, hurrah, we made it 1 year. Okay, Todd, then I guess I made you a moderator super fast? Then you must hold the record for quickest thrown into the moderator role. I don't know. But yes, it was been 1 year ago today that I accidentally started the live stream, and that's not a joke. I left out the first one just because it's hilarious. I was clicking some buttons. Oh, okay, so that's how people go live. I wonder what happens if I click go live. So I clicked it, and here I am a year later. You can't keep the settings fixed on the chart? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Maybe? I don't know what you mean you can't keep the settings fixed on the chart. Oh, you mean over here? The y-axis? Is that what you're talking about you can't keep fixed? Hey, thanks, Bill. Yeah, I don't know. Would you want to keep them fixed though? All right, it's 9:30. 9:30. Sorry. Oh boy. Well, I would not know it was 9:30 a.m. Eastern right now if I not looked at the clock. This is not what I was hoping for. I'm going to hold out hope that maybe it's just a delayed kind of push, but this is not what I was not that I was thinking it was going to be like a normal open, but certainly more than this. And I'm just mainly watching these numbers and notice like the 4. Look how long the 4 stood there. 5, 4, 3, 4, 3. I mean, so in other words, it's not really moving that much. 3, 3, 4. Okay, there. Okay, that was good. That skipped up there. Okay, that was a nice jump. 6, 59, 60, 59, 60, 60. You see what I mean? 61, 58. Oh boy. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what we can conjure up today. Well, Cam, are you aware that the U.S. stock market is closed today? That may alleviate some of your shock. Oh no, I wasn't. Yeah. So FYI, Cam, the markets do close early today, the futures market. So factor that in. Don't lose any prop accounts because you were not aware. All right, long there. See if we can get some sort of bounce upwards. Had a couple lower shadows here, which makes me think there's some buyers. Had another lower shadow here. All this happening at the overnight low. Okay, so I lost on that one. It snapped down. I thought. Okay, that was. So I think I lost 45 bucks on that. Okay, Chad, I'm going to say this. We better have some good spicy conversation. We just better. I hope the chat is active because if this, I don't know if I'm going to make it until close. If this is going to be the action, this is just like, hey. Do you just mentally set your stop loss and exit points? A little combination of both. Oh man. Okay, I could have sworn. I traded Thanksgiving. I could have sworn that Thanksgiving had a better open than this. But did anybody else here? Do you remember? I guess question 1: did you trade Thanksgiving? Question number 2: do you remember Thanksgiving trading? I'm trying to remember. I could have sworn Thanksgiving's open was even better than this. I could have sworn the day after Christmas was better than this. This is brutal right now. Fair point. No, gold looks pretty. Eek. So silver must be even more. Oh, yeah. Silver doesn't even look like a... Oh. Okay, yeah. Look at... I mean, silver's got gaps with... Yeah, okay. No, silver... Yeah. Okay, so that's what I thought. I was like, I could have sworn Thanksgiving was shockingly... So, I mean, no offense to all the presidents out there, but, like, this is not exactly like 4th of July, right? A lot of people are like, yeah, 4th of July. I'm not going to be sitting around 4th of July. Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving, right? Kind of a universally, everybody gets it off work type thing. Yes, I realize government people get today off, but, like, for us normal folk, like, we don't get work off. I can't speak for everybody, but I'm not aware of people going to like President Day cookouts or President Day. So you would think that today would be like pretty solid. So, but no. Oh, is there a Chinese holiday today too? You got 400? Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Yeah, there's that's true. There are appliances, which reminds me, I gotta figure out wash. Anyways, that's actually a good time. Thank you. Who said that, Mintmont? Hey, good morning, AJ. Yeah. So what I'm a little worried about sticking with NQs is that I'm in one and it's kind of doing. In other words, all right, let me up NQs because there isn't a whole lot of movement. So yeah, I mean, maybe try to up NQs a little bit here. But then all of a sudden, movement does show up out of nowhere. Just because there's, I don't know, maybe an intern presses the wrong button somewhere at, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, I get stuck in a spike in the opposite direction. Whereas at a normal open, I don't mind upping size because, well, it's big movement. And it's big movement. It's the times where it's not big movement, and then all of a sudden it could just flash out of nowhere. Those are the ones that freak me out with big size. But like if it's already big movement, which it normally is, that's why I like the open, because it's going to be big movement. It is big movement, and it stays big movement for, usually that at least opening 15, 30 minutes. But right now, we're on like the opposite end of the spectrum. It is slow movement, and all of a sudden, so in other words, if it's big movement and all of a sudden it slows down, okay, that really doesn't cost you anything, right? Because you're like, okay, it's slowing down, let me just hop out. But if it's going from really slow to all of a sudden fast, those are the things that can cook you. But going from really fast to slow if you're in a trade, well, that's not going to cook you. That's just going to make you probably like, you're slowing down. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But yeah, that's what I'm worried about today with this morning action was. So in other words, I don't know if I'm going to go with one NQ, then that's always kind of a buzzkill because you can't scale out. So if anything, I should probably just flip over to MNQs and just do 10. So as I talk out loud, that would probably make the most sense now. So 10 MNQs is still the equivalent of 1 NQ. Swim with the sharks. Yeah, exactly. It's like minnows out here today. But all it takes is one blue whale to show up and I don't know what any of these yellow lines are from. Probably from Friday, but Friday was a long time ago. So again, yeah, just watching the numbers right here, I just like to look at see how long one sits there. 40, 40, 39, 40, 40. Okay, there we go, 40. Went from 40 to 43 in like a blink of an eye. So that was a nice little jump. Okay, so this is... These are the days where it's just like... Ugh. I would say if this candle closes strong, could look for shorts. Yeah. I mean, it is trending down. It appears to continue to be trending down. So it's not like the 9:30, hour seems to have shifted anything. So I am still bearish biased, even though I realize I did take that one long right here. But that was still, at the open, I was like, okay, maybe things are going to start to turn around here a little bit. And again, my reason had the lower shadows, and then just like right when I was clicking the button, thinking I was going to lock in just a little opening green trade, it just snapped down and cost me like $40. Like you're doing 4 hours. There you go. So does Atlantic City have like deals or something on President Day? Why are you going to Atlantic City on President's Day? Yeah, I don't even like 10 right now. Here 44. Okay, I'm short. Okay. All right, you know what? That's not terrible. That's not terrible. For a day like today, I'll give credit where credit's due. Again, wait, what? Again, context. The context of today, not bad. 5 MNQ. Got not a huge move, but still 50. Okay, $57. Wait, what, dude? Again, for the context, relative to the context of the day, that may be something that can be worked with a little bit. But maybe you're saying, no, Clay, I think, and maybe I'm just trying to cope with the situation. I'm open to that being a possibility. Maybe this is just me coping. Fair enough. But you just made $50 on that long tail. So you took that long. Is that what you're saying? Like I said, I'm staying bearish biased right now. I don't know. It's just going to be some slow bleed. Yeah, you're right, West Coast. I was more so just referring to maybe there is enough movement out there to make it decent. But yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, it's not about the number per se. It's about the habits. But I was more so in the category of, is there even enough movement to really make it worthwhile? But that right there, not bad. Short, but that low spot. Gotcha. Well, good job. Did anybody trade last night? I took one trade. I had found myself like a couple minutes. So that's where I started off the stream when I was up, I think, 80 or 85 until that weird trade. But yeah, I didn't really look at it too much last night. Was last night any good? Good morning. Yeah, Ralph. It's almost like there's some sort of holiday right now, Ralph. That's what it's almost like. You did, Edward? Oh yeah, you did really well. Good job. Yeah, up 7. Nice job, Glock. So I'm gonna brag about Glock. Glock Texas there. He's in our private community. On Friday, got what? You got a $3,000 payout? Amazing stuff. Was in trades way too long last night. You're up $7. Hey. On a day like today. Yeah, and that was your first ever prop firm payout, right? Oh yeah, because you weren't doing prop firms until you kind of showed back up about a month ago now. Anyways, great to have you back, and that was fantastic to see. Whoa, okay. Now, granted, dude, that was like a 12-point breakdown. Hey, on a day like today, a 12-point breakdown. I mean, we're cooking. Yes, I realize on Friday that would have been like a 40-point breakdown, but hey, I'll take 12 points on a day like today. You're buying? Oh boy. Kyle wants to catch that knife. I'm assuming we don't have any news. Oh, Kyle's getting cooked. It just dropped another like 3 points against them. Went right to Friday's close and filled the opening gap, did it? Now, S. Sokol, I know you are not of the USA, so are you aware that here in America we have a holiday today? Do you know that, S. Sokol? No, I'm buying donuts, not contracts. You are a wise man. Hey, John. Okay, short. Still just trying to get a feel for things here. All right, took out one there, and I'll just let this last one work for me if it wants to work for me. So I'll just follow it down with the stop. But if this is some sort of bottom forming, well then, I'm about to get stopped out. Okay. Well, I mean, Jose, the sign that I was talking about the United States of America was, I guess I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Canadians aren't like, we're in America, eh? I don't think South Americans are like, I live in America. Maybe they do. I don't know. So if you're in Canada, if you're down in Central America or South America, I don't know. Maybe you guys run around saying America, but the America, that was supposed to be the sign that I'm talking about the United States. But I'm also open to the idea that, I don't know, maybe that's how people in Guatemala would, if there's a Guatemalan live stream out there, maybe he also was saying, Amen. Or, yo soy donde es Maraca. I don't know. I don't know. All right, Kyle, I'm glad you're just buying donuts. All right. So the 5 minute here, I just noticed this. The last green candle was back at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. So we are over, and I don't know what. Shame on me for now just noticing this. Look at this. Look how long it's been since there's been a green candle. Goodness. Well, again, that was a 5 minute time frame. Here we're looking at the 2 minute. So I do realize there's been some green on the 2 minute, but the 5 minute is just all bears. Been on a surfing trip up and down the coast for the last 2 years. Oh, cool. You ever been to Hawaii? Not that I'm a surfer, not that I understand. I just remember one of the times I was in Hawaii seeing some big waves and some surfers. But no, I think you're crazy, dude. I think surfers are crazy. With all due respect, I think you're crazy. Same with people like, man, let's go skydiving. No, you're crazy. You're crazy. Why the sell-off? Well, you got to be careful with, I mean, it is a sell-off, AJ, but you got to keep things in context. It's down 100 points. Last week, I don't know about last week, but definitely a couple weeks ago, like there could be a single candle that would move more than what we're down overall today, right? Is it a holiday today? All right, so here's my question. Are we going to combine the questions of, is it a holiday today with what time does the market close at? Can you see how people are going to get roasted? So, Ball Beast, you've been here a long time. I love you. That's why I'm gonna come down hard on you here a little bit. But you better pull your head out of the dark side and start shaping up your routine. AK, check your email. We can all tell you did not check your email this morning. That is not part of your morning routine. Had you checked your email, you would know that today is a holiday, and you would know that today the futures market closes early. Now, maybe like, man, why are you being a jerk to this guy? I'm not being a jerk, but the consequence for people in a prop firm, if they have their head up the dark side, is that you could lose an account because you might violate the rule that your prop firm has is you can't hold past the close. And I don't want to see that for Ball Beast. I like the guy. I don't want to see him lose an account for a mistake that could have been avoided. So this is a very good test right now for people on how is your morning routine. If you're like, wait, what? Today's a holiday? Wait, what? The market closes early today? You have a flaw in your morning routine. I know. What is this? 2005? Checking your email? Bruh, I check my DMs, bruh. Who checks email, boomer? Well, you know what? As of now, prop firms don't send DMs. They still do emails. So if that makes you a boomer, well, then in the prop firm space, become a boomer within that part of your schedule. 4 short contracts and done. Yeah, good job. Good job with that trade. Can you add to the position instead of getting stopped out? Sure. Now, is that a very good strategy? I don't know about that, but okay. All right. 5 minute. It must have heard me talking about it because it's like, oh yeah, brother. What do you? Okay, maybe. Okay, we have 5. Oh, this one's closing green, right? No way this goes red. Hey, a green candle. Okay. Now I'd be very sketchy to get short right now. This candle here, I could see a bit of a bounce. Now, if it bounces some more, I'll be looking for shorts, but like, I'm going to let it bounce up. In fact, I like this quite a bit. 4 short. So I'm going to get short if it comes up to that line right there. Maybe even sooner. We'll see how it takes place. Hey, can we get 12 more likes? And that'll push us up to the 100 like mark. We do need to get to 100 likes by the 1 hour mark if we're going to keep this party going. I do use the like button as a gauge of interest. As somebody that is trying to manage my time as wisely as possible, I'd prefer to use my time where there's value. But if there's no value, hey, I'd like to be able to know that. And with the like button, that helps me out because through time now, I've realized that at this stage of the live stream, if there is value, if I'm providing value, if people are enjoying and finding value, then I should be able to hit 100 likes by the 1 hour mark. So hitting the like button, it does have it does make a difference. It's a metric that I use. So hey, 120. All right, we're good. And then we're aiming for by the 2 hour mark 200 likes, but we still have an hour and 20 minutes. No, an hour and 40 minutes. No, an hour and 20 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes before that. So today is a trading day for Take Profit Trader. Other ones, yeah, they get goofy with what they count as a day. But Take Profit Trader, they make it pretty straightforward. So yes, if you're with Take Profit Trader, today will count as a flip day. I have 2 giant dogs, so flying is tough. Oh, yeah. I could see how that might be tough. Thank you, Sky. Yes, code Clay, all caps, to help support the stream. Back to VWAP. I don't know about that one, but I suppose anything's possible. Good. I'm trying to get short at the red line. But if this is some sort of V-shape straight back up, well then this is about to be a losing trade. Maybe I'll go a little bit above it, kind of like a fake break. We also have the 21 EMA right here. So I'm trying to trade with the trend. The overall trend is down. You know, trends can have bounces back up. But like I said, if this is a V-shape, if this is headed straight back up, because this is not, you know, if the new trend here is bullish, well then, like I said, it'll be a losing trade if this is a V-shape. But okay, getting close to filling me. Okay, I'm in. I'll take that little scalpy scalp right off VWAP. I might look to get back in though. But with as fast as that moving in my favor, I was like, I'll take that. I'll take a little scalpy scalp. I'll do that. Okay, now my ego wants to see this not drop straight down because then I'm going to look really, really dumb for taking the scalpy scalp. So yes, right now my ego is like, please just go back up. The YouTube ego voice is like, please just go back up. Please just go back up. Edward's currently long. All right, well, I'm about to get short again. Where's your stop at, Lynn? Wait. Who's this Bitcoin? Wait a minute. What's this Bitcoin investment dude? Is this a scammer or is he legit? I just lost track. Bitcoin investment agent. Is that a real dude or is that like a spam bot? Hey, Sub-Zero. Hey, Scott. Your chat. Okay, MES. Roger that, Lynn. Could get short right here and then throw my stop just there. And if this thing wants to come down, great. But right now, I could see it finding maybe some support right there at the overnight low. Hey, Compton. Morning Aska guy. Even right now, like, think about this bounce. So it hit 2,700, keep the math easy, and now it's up here. We're at like a 60-point bounce, which, don't get me wrong, 60-point bounce, that's fine. But, like, I think we're all conditioned to, like, seeing 60 points in like, a 1-minute candle. Like, what do you mean at 60 points? It took 5 candles, took 10 minutes to go 60 points. What? Usually it's some situations it's taking 10 seconds. For me, at least. So I think I've kind of been thrown off in that regard. Like, I'm still... But this is a good move. Like, for any longs, I mean, we're going at 70 points now. 70 points, nothing to scoff at all. But I'm glad I did scalp that out. So my ego feels good. Like, that was definitely the right call. Because if I had waited for more rollover, that would have been ultimately a losing trade. Yeah, no, I still don't trust this long. I mean, this is the overall context, right? So if you're thinking something like that, I don't think you're crazy at all. Yeah, this bounce has been bigger, but like, I still think that going with the trend, in my opinion, because that's how I'm defining the trend, the overall trend, I still think is bearish biased. But maybe you see something different. You're like, no, Clay, I think the trend is no longer down. Hey, more power to you. Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, we should. That's brilliant. Actually, it's after the Hallmark holiday of Hallmark holidays. I mean, excuse me. I'm sorry. After Valentine's Day, and Valentine's Day starts with a V. So we're told. Yeah, we're getting a V. Yes. 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 Hope everybody had a good Hallmark holiday. I mean a Valentine's Day. I'm not sure what you're asking, Abel. If you make a trade today, that will count as a trade day. Other prop firms, they like combined days or something weird. But yeah, I don't know what you mean by TPT counts trade days regardless of activity. Oh, no. You have to actually make a trade. What I'm saying is, like, I think Apex is one of those where, like, even if you make a trade today, it's like combined with tomorrow's price action. I think. Yeah, yep, Todd. That's one of the things. I like a good deal, and that's what my mom would be like. All right, no. You don't ever buy candy. Like, you got to wait the day after all this stuff. That's when the candy goes on sale. Hey, all right, Brad. There's number. Brad, did you check your email? Today's trading session better make up for my 15 to go. 15 to go. I must have missed something. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, Glock. To be fair, I didn't get an email. I did. Did you check your spam? Again, this is going to... Okay. I'm actually in Central Time, but I always talk in Eastern. So right here. Hey, trader, just a heads up. Again, 12 p.m. Central, but I always talk in Eastern. So 1 p.m. Eastern. 1 p.m. Eastern. It will then reopen that evening at 6 p.m. Eastern. So that is the email I got from Take Profit Trader. What VWAP are you using? I don't know. That one right there. Sorry, I had to take a call. Not sure if you answered my question. Well, I'm not sure what your question was. You thought I was in Eastern PA for some reason? What? What? What made you think that out of pure curiosity? Eastern Pennsylvania, huh? Ah, you got that. Yeah, come on, Greg. Come on, Greg. Greg's, you're way smarter than I am. So if a baboon like me can figure out how to use their email, surely you can. There is no doubt in my mind that Greg is several notches above my intelligence level. That's a good ego boost for a baboon like myself. I like it. Take Profit Trader on a President's Day. I just looked over and, well, I guess it happened. But right here on the President's Day, booyah, let's go. I wasn't expecting this one today. Your payout request has been approved. 948. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go. That's a nice little surprise. I figured, all right, I'll see that tomorrow morning at some point. So if you're with Take Profit, I don't know, maybe other prop firms are doing it too, but I was fully not expecting that today. But I won't complain. All right, so and let's see how fast then they'll confirm it to my bank. So we'll track that just so we can see. There, booyah! Look at that. I literally just did it. That's what if there's a pause and it was awkward when I was like looking that way, and then just right here. So within, I don't know that. What was that? 2 minutes. Your payout has been. Look, it's still dark. Boo, 10:01. So 9:48 is when I approved it. And then I looked over and I saw it, and I just clicked. So you have to go and then you have to, tell well, blah blah blah. But then after clicking that button, it had to have been a minute late, or maybe not even a minute. Right there. All right. So I'll turn that real quick. So that, because I got to get this, but that's right here. That's why I love me some Take Profit Trader. That's who I use. That's who I recommend. To be fair, other prop firms, the ones here, as far as I'm aware, they pay reasonably quickly too. But I mean, it doesn't really get any faster than that with Take Profit Trader. But yes. Also, if you want to help support the stream, and code Clay, all caps, one of these prop firms I recommend Take Profit Trader. But if you are just building an empire or whatever, and you're using one of these other prop firms or multiple ones, and you enjoy the stream and you want to help support it, it is totally viewer supported. Code Clay with any of those prop firms. So thank you for obliging me to just because I got to get better at that. That it was a New Year's resolution that I have failed miserably at. Was okay. I gotta remind people to like a little bit more, and I have to I have to show that a little bit more so people are aware of how they can help support the stream. And I fail miserably all the time. But hey, you know what? We're off to a good start to the week. I actually remember to do it. Oh, yeah, you can if you want, David. I don't know if that's a good strategy. Like if you're saying, well, instead of taking my stop, I'm just gonna buy more. I mean, it can work. It can work, but like it can also cook you. Just ran gold heavy under 5K. Whoa, okay, gold, okay. Even gold, though, I can tell it's not as volatile because past days, the distance between these numbers was like 5. Right now, it's 2. Still moving, but not nearly. I don't know. This, I should probably just get off gold here because trading gold on a day like today, I don't think I've ever traded gold on a holiday. I guess you got to start at some point if you're ever going to do it, but yeah. I think I'm going to stick with, okay, yeah, I am. And I am looking for a short right here. So looking to get short. So this orange line here is the previous session close. The purple line here is the 50-period simple moving average. And you can see they're basically right on top of one another. So it's kind of like a double whammy. Now, that doesn't mean that it'll act as resistance. No guarantees, but in my mind, I think it's a plausible area that could find some resistance. Getting past 800 might be a challenge. Yeah, the big old round number. And also on the 5-minute here, we are right at the 21 EMA. So it may never even get up to me. Because maybe the 21 EMA here is just going to reject it right down. Agreed, but still holding too long from 773. Well, at this point, we can both still make money. Because you're already in the green. That's the nice thing about the market. Just because somebody's long and somebody else is getting short doesn't mean that both people still can't make money. But I'm remaining bearish bias. I'm not sure I believe this overall bounce, but hey, if you believe it, fantastic. Back in the shadows. Ooh, that's spooky. All right, here we go. Here we go, maybe. No. No. Go. Oh. I think I'll leave it out there for now. Oh, so close, yet oh, so far away. We took out Asia low and now going for London highs. Gotcha. Yep, well, I cannot say that I pay attention to any of those levels. If you do, that's fine. I know some people love the Asian lows and the Asian midpoint and the London 38.2 Fibonacci level. Like, I get it. Plenty of ways to go about this market. But for me, if I start tracking all that stuff, then I'm going to have 18 million lines on my chart and I'm not going to know what to do. I'll be suffering from good old paralysis by analysis. Yeah. The good old... Oh. I know somebody's like, oh, he's going to talk about it. I know what he's going to talk about next. I am. That's why trading general statements are not good. Because generally speaking, I was right. It wanted to come up and then come back down. And it is starting to come back down enough that I could have made money. But notice I'm not making any money, right? Because trading takes more than general statements. Trading is all about nuance. You can be correct about something from a broad statement standpoint, as I was there. I was right. Oh, man. AJ is just a baller. Dude's got a money tree out back. Stop losses. I don't use one of those. Baller. Can I get some of those seeds for that money tree? Every time you roast an account, you're just like, pluck, pluck. Give me some of those seeds, AJ, for that money tree you got out back. I have made 270 on 6 accounts today so far. Fantastic. Congrats. I can tell we are definitely different people. You're targeting something for 1 p.m. Hours away. That's 3 hours away. I'm just trying to figure out where the price is going to go in the next like 4 minutes. You're thinking hours away. Again, that's not wrong. I'm just saying we are definitely different traders. You are what I would call a sway trader. You're like a swing trader, but you're still operating within the context of a single day. But yes, it sounds like you have no problem holding a position for hours on end if need be. Which again, more power to you. For me, that sounds like the most miserable thing ever. Again, does not mean you're wrong. It just illustrates how we all got our nooks and crannies. We all got our kind of comfort levels. Well, then what are you talking about? Then why do you care about where the price is going to be at 1 p.m.? Tree, he has a grove, apparently. Hey, Stock Dad. See, broad statements don't make you any money. Doggone it. Again, I had a short order up, can't remember, right around here, and it got so close. No fill. That's my bend. Your bend? What? What's a bend? Is that new lingo that I'm not aware of? What's a bend? Just like, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, I learned what I've always called for like almost 2 decades of trading, what I've called consolidation. Somebody was like, no, that's negotiation. That's price negotiation. I'm like, oh, well, that does sound cooler than consolidation. So now I don't know, like what people are saying. Like, that's my bend. Is that a real thing or is that a typo? I don't know. Okay, all I'm asking you, Biblical, is as a scalper, cool, but why do you care about where the price is going to be at 1 p.m.? How does that have any relevance to you? That sounds like we're similar. If you're going to, be in and out within a couple minutes, then like why devote any brain power to where we're going to be at 1 p.m.? That's my question. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm asking from one trader to another out of curiosity. Because I'm only going to devote brain power to things that are actually relevant to me. And where we ultimately close is irrelevant to me right now as a scalper. So therefore, I'm not going to devote any brain power to it. But you have chosen to devote brain power to it. So my question is why? Maybe defined by, that's what I'm just asking him. So I don't have to speculate with maybes, Sokol. You know what I mean? I figure, why don't we just go straight to the source's mouth? Yeah, exactly, Abel. Oh. All right, well. Now, the next big question, I think this is going to be a pretty revealing spot, the overnight low. Does it give us some sort of higher base? Now, if it can stabilize out, my attitude will begin to change a little bit more bullish. As of now, I'm still completely bearish. I'm still going with the overall trend. I think the overall trend is still down. And in all actuality, this... Oh, where'd my cursor go? There it is. In all actuality, this has just been... Now, and this is very crudely drawn, but this has just been like one big old bear flag. However, if the price can start to stay above the pink line there, that overnight low, that is where I'll start to change my attitude around a little bit and maybe start to get a little bit more bullish if it wants to try to prove it can stay above there. But right now, like I said, I am still overall bearish. Okay, cool. Well, Biblical, I don't recognize your name being here, but good to have you. I assume you're new to the stream, so fantastic. Good to have you. Welcome. Looks like gold making a bit of a bounce here. Good. Well, welcome. Fantastic. Good to have you. Always love to see new names. Hey, Eric. No one is wrong or right in trading. I hear you. I know what you mean by that. Wait, you're 54 and you're still... Dude, that's great, man. You're 54 and still surfing? Let's go. As somebody that's a nice ripe 42, sometimes I wake up, I'm like, oh, dude, what is my... But hey, man, if you're surfing at 50, when you say 54, That's good stuff. Hey, Bullish Gods, haven't seen your name in a while. Good to see you. Right now, though, I'm in no man's land for decision making. Because, well, Clay, you could get long. It's pulled back to the 21 EMA, and Clay right now, it's built kind of like a bull pennant. All that is true. My problem with that bull pennant is, again, keep in mind, in my mind, I'm still thinking overall downtrend. So I don't really trust this bull pennant. I could be totally wrong. Maybe this is a legit bull pennant. Maybe this thing's about, to head back up. And if it is, okay, that'll be more persuasive for me changing my buys. But right now, I don't trust the bull pennant. But I don't trust enough to get short either, because it is a bull pennant. So that's kind of why I'm just sitting here. Not kind of. That is why I'm sitting on my hands, Thank you. I'm the reason I'm doing this, because... Cool. Well, good for you, man. That's awesome. I would not have imagined a 54-year-old out there surfing, but it can be done. That's good stuff. I like it if we hold 750. Yeah, all right. Well, here comes kind of the moment of truth and justice. Let's see, 51. Ooh, that's like an 18. That's actually a bigger stop than I would have thought. I was thinking about maybe do I try along here for a bounce up off here with a stop down below here, but if I did, I'd probably want to reduce size here a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go for a long there. Got to reduce size, though, because my stop is about 16 points. So a deceivingly big stop on a day like today to think that I'm having to risk 16 points. But again, only looking to get long if it goes up to that green area. Because again, that will be a sign that maybe this overnight low is going to actually hold, which, like I was mentioning earlier, is starting to change my mind over to the bullish side. But we'll see. So if this green line turns blue, that means I am long. Do I move my... Okay, if this hits the pink line again, I'm going to move my entry down. Yep. No, not quite. Let's do it right there. New entry point right there. Okay, I'm in. Good, I got that hit. See if we can get this next target hit. All right, break even for the rest. I want this to, because again, it's sketchy. It is. I'm playing long and kind of an old butt. I got enough of a bounce. Got a nice move here, so I just want to see this continue to come up. But it will be a green trade now, no matter what. Throw another one out there just in case there's some sort of... Come on. Give it another little push. Pushy push. And... about to get stopped out. I should probably have my stop down here. Still give it more of a chance. But again, it's just the whole downtrend nature of it. If this was in a beautiful uptrend, yeah, I definitely have my stop down here still, but we're not in a beautiful uptrend. We are not in a beautiful overall uptrend. All right, stopped out there. So small little gain, but the mechanics were there. I had myself positioned. I was ready. If this thing actually did give a bigger bounce, I was ready to take advantage of it. So, yeah, from a profit loss standpoint, not a very woohoo type trade. But looking at what actually matters, I would argue the mechanics. I'm very happy with myself. I was positioned. I was ready to go, but it just didn't go. So therefore, it is what it is. Three-bar reversal on 5 minutes. So, Aaron, I assume that means you were short right now? I'm sorry about calling out where we will hit before the PM. We're really just the people. No, I mean, you're fine. I was just curious as a scalper, you know, why to call out stuff, you know, hours from now. All right. Just got an email from another prop firm. Yes. What they're saying 1 p.m. Okay. If you're with My Funded Futures, according to them, to ensure compliance with market hours, all open positions must be fully liquidated by 12:45 Eastern, even though the market closes at 1. So I don't know. I guess if you want to err on the side of safety, you know, I'm not going to get into this. Check your email. I'm open myself to, hey, you told me this. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm being an idiot right now. Check your email. That's all I'm going to say. Check your email, folks. Why do you prefer the 2-minute? Well, what time frame do you use, Fiore? I recognize your name. You commented on a YouTube video yesterday. All right. Well, I'm glad I got out where I did. But yes, so I am now really basically confirmed that yes, the overall trend is still seemingly taking over. Now, of course, I don't know if it's obvious, but it should be obvious. Obviously, because there are no guarantees, this thing could certainly come right back up. But my bias remains bearish. Hey, Jimbo. The most popular guy that I've ever met has entered the chat. Jimbo in real life. I know him in real life. He's so popular. Like he walks by a rock and a rock like starts to like hop after him because it wants to be his friend. Gold looks good for long. Yeah, I'd probably be more bearish biased on this one. But, you know, just broadly speaking, kind of a bear pennant. But I'm sure other people are like, what are you talking about? What about this right here? I see a bull pennant. Yeah, no, that's true. But a bull pennant and an overall downtrend, I would personally have trust issues. But good little example. Everybody can see the market a little bit differently. He's a rock star. Oh, my goodness, Kyle. Dude. Oh. Kyle has the worst dad jokes. Oh my goodness. I love it. But it's dad jokes are like the weirdest love-hate relationship type thing. See you guys next time. All right, have a good one, West Coast. Man, that's a lot of blue names. Is it? When does it become a lot? Why don't they let blind people... Oh, no. Go skydiving. It scares the crap out of the dog. Even if you weren't blind, that's okay. Jokes are fine. They're fine. All right, here we go. Kyle, look what you've begun. Look what you started. Now everybody's trying to one-up themselves with terrible dad jokes. Not even going to trade, not even going to try to trade until it dips down to 700. Yeah, I might try double bottom down there. I mean, why not? VIX is 3.2% high today. All right, well, for those of you that factor in the VIX, there you go. How about you trade gold like the big boys? Oh, well, I'm not as cool as you, Option Z. Maybe one day I'll be as cool as you. Maybe one day I'll have as many hairs on my chest as you do, but today's not that day. But I don't know, your name is Options, so please don't tell me you're trading options. Yeah, if I was trading gold, I'd be looking for a short right here. So only if it came back down here, I'd be looking for a short. Yeah, probably about 49.99. That would be my short entry now, seeing this action. That's fine. Even if you weren't kidding, it is what it is. I agree. Oh, the real men who got hair busting out of their shirts, they're probably trading gold right now. Already took long and out. I didn't hold this long. Yeah, like I said. MG's, no. If I were going to trade, I'd just look at that right off the. No, gold seems way too sketchy today. I'm not doing it. All the real traders look like SBF. Those guys are petting. They're crack petting. Exactly. Petting and then sniffing their fingers. Exactly. Many of those dudes were liquidated. Yes, yes. Well, I mean, let me take a step back. Like, getting liquidated, quote unquote, is part of the prop firm game. It's if you're using a cash account and it's like $30,000 account getting liquidated, that's where it's like, uh-oh. You could have bought a lot of prop firms for that 30K, you know. Hey, Bald Eagle, good to see you. I only trade gold futures and all buys. Why do you only trade gold futures? I do use my own capital. Yeah, I think you could generate better ROIs with a prop firm, and you could have your risk very much so controlled. I mean, like I said, for me, it's a game of risk management. Prop firms offer way better risk management. I don't know. I just like gold. Have you ever tried trading NQ or MNQ? Andre, Andre, are you a day trader? I wish prop firms allowed you to swing trade. Yeah. I mean, it makes... Why? You got it. Why? Why are you day trading stocks? Why? Do you realize how much the math says that doesn't make sense? NQ doesn't respect levels like gold does? Well, how can you say that if you've never traded NQ? I assure you there are many people, myself included, that look at that statement and then it's just like, what are you talking about? Hey, congrats, Zach. I used to be a member of yours. Okay, well, that's not... Okay, but like, per my question, why are you day trading stocks when it doesn't make any sense? And when I say sense, I mean like mathematically. Right, math is just logic. Math is a way to structure things. So when things logically don't add up, it quite literally means it does not make sense relative to logic. And so when I say what you're doing does not make sense, I mean that like factually, like logically through math, it does not make sense. You are taking on more risk. You need bigger movements to make less money. That's how it works in stock trading. I'll say it again. You need bigger moves to make less money, and your risk is higher than if you were to just to day trade futures in a prop firm. Hey, outdoorsman. Good to see you. Hey, thanks, Carl. Same to you. Very kind of you. I guess same to you. I don't know, Joshua. That may be the first time in my life anybody's ever wished me a happy President's Day. I'm racking my brain right now. I got 42 years of life data. You may be the first. I don't know if I've ever been wished that before. But I guess same to you. I mean, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Easter. But happy President's Day. Amazing. 2099. What in the world? Huh? Man, I guess I'll take that as a vote of confidence. You think I got plenty of years left in me. So Andre, you're just gonna ignore my attempted interaction with you? Why are you day trading stocks? I think I'm starting to remember you. Just based on the name, and I think, yeah. The reason why I probably had an issue is because you're the same exact that you've always been. You don't engage with the conversation. I mean, happy birthday to your son. I'm completely irrelevant, though, to the conversation I'm trying to engage. It's, man, like, hey, man, well, what do you think of, I don't know. I'm just totally making this. Hey, man, what do you think about walnuts? Are they a healthy food? And then you're like, so I watched Seinfeld last night. It's like, well, wait a second. Why, Andre? Walk me through your thought process. I want to know why someone like you that's been in the game as long as you have is still day trading stocks. This is a hot topic for me because I was once... I really regret that it took me so long to get into futures. Prop firms, I'm a little bit easier on myself because, let's face it, prop firms sound pretty sketchy on the surface. And when they became more popular 3-4 years ago, I was like, eh. But many members of my private community proved me wrong. And they're like, Clay, I just got paid again. Clay, I just got paid again. So it kind of, like I said, I see myself in you. And I look back and I have regret that I did not get into futures way sooner. But yes, future. I mean, I've never met anybody that's like, no. Stocks move. Stock moves like future. Stock moves better than no. Nobody ever says that. Well, Clay, I trade small caps. I trade low floats. Those things explode. It doesn't matter. Like futures make those things look like nothing, especially if you get into the prop firm and the copy trading space. Then it really makes small caps, low floats, penny stocks look like an absolute joke. Because again, and we've done the math many times here, what the math shows is those people are taking on way more risk. They need huge moves to make less money. What's wrong with day trading stocks? You're taking on more risk. You need bigger moves to make less money. That is what's wrong with day trading stocks. Not everyone. Well, the claim is not everybody has to be it. The claim is the most efficient way, mathematically provable, the most efficient way, the best way to manage risk is to day trade futures through a prop firm. That is the claim. My claim is not that everybody has to be a prop firm trader. But Galter Nate, again, you are mathematically provable doing something that does not make sense. Because that's what math is. Math is logic. I day traded for over a year. This is so much better. Yeah, exactly, Kenny. Yeah. The people that are at least open-minded enough and can set their ego aside, which I had to do, and it took me way too long. Like I said, that's why I regret. But like the people that do that, they all come back, and even Friday, I think 2 or 3 people thank me. And thank Kenny. Kenny might have been one of them, now that I recognize his name. Come back and say, hey, thank you so much for making me aware of prop firms and futures trading. I just didn't know about it. But man, it's so much better. Clay, right about options. I bought calls at close and it opened up 20 next day and I was down. Yeah, exactly, Joshua. Good old theta got you, huh? Again, and I'm in the category of day trading. If you are in the category of investing, options are really cool. Covered calls, cash secured puts. You can do really cool things with options, the wheel strategy, stuff like that. But I am in the category of day trading. I'm waiting for somebody to be like, well, I make money day trading, stocks, or I make money day trading options. Again, that's not the claim. The claim is you can't make money day trading other things. The claim is the most efficient way, the most risk-controlled way is to day trade futures in a prop account. And I'm defining efficiency via the ROIs that can be created. I don't know if Brian's still here, But Brian had, I don't remember what it was. It was a crazy, like 9,000% ROI, which sounds scammy. A 9,000% ROI, what? But again, that's why prop firms are awesome. So I'm thinking about the double bottom here, but I want to see how this candle continues to behave. I don't like these upper shadows because that's, yep, exactly. So that's telling me that each of these bounces have failed, which is why, now, well, why didn't you get short then? Well, because we were still at a potential double bottom point. So I'm not looking to get short right into a double bottom either. Learn to trade shares. Shares are garbage, Galter Nate, and it's a shame that your ego is so big that you won't even enter. Oh wait, I think we've talked before. Yeah, you're not. The crazy part is, like, I understand some things are very like opinionized, but like this is actually not one of them. Like the math is just math. Galter Nate is choosing to make his life inefficient. He's working harder, not smarter. So yeah, Joshua, definitely learn to trade shares. Yeah, no. That's one of the most ridiculous things I've heard. Again, coming from somebody that has traded shares for a decade and a half. How do you feel about single stock futures coming soon? Cool. But like one of the great things about futures is like you don't have to, like as a stock trader, you have to wake up early. You got to run your scans. You got to figure out what the hot stocks are. Why is that moving? Is there new? But I mean, you got to do all this extra stuff. But with futures, it's like, no, I roll out of bed. I don't have to, I save time because I know what I'm going to trade every day. Because the cool thing about futures is the same things every day produce multiple opportunities. So yeah, the fact that now there's going to be like more things to search through, no, that's one of the reasons why I like futures is I don't want to have to spend my time scanning. Even sometimes like trading NQ and gold is almost too much. It's like, okay, I'm watching gold, but do I stick with NQ or do I just go with gold? And it's just like, and that's only two. Like that's starting to, diversify your, it's starting to divide your attention. So I have had that thought and then, you factor in silver, I'm trying to recover. Now there's three things I'm trying to pay attention to. So I have had that thought. I don't know. Life was just easier when I knew MNQ and NQ, which are, I realize those are two things, but it's the same chart, for lack of a better sense. And that's fair. That's fair options if that's the only reason you trade gold. But yeah, I really think you should consider a prop firm, though. Trading gold with your own funds is crazy. One bad day, and man, it can bite you. And I know all traders have bad days. There are two types of traders out there. Those that have bad days and liars. Those are the two categories of day traders. And a prop firm, its best attribute is how it will protect you from those bad days, which will happen. Cool, Joshua. Well, I have traded shares, Galter Nate. And again, I'm not ranting and raving. I am talking crap because I bring math to the table. The math, not me. The math. Logic says it doesn't make any sense. You need way more money. I mean, let's just think about Tesla. I want to trade Tesla. Okay, well, Tesla's what right now? I don't know, what is it, like $400 a share or something? To make any worthwhile money on Tesla right now, you need what? At least, I don't know, 100 shares times 100. So you need $40,000. Well, Clay, that's why you have 4-to-1, 5-to-1 leverage. That's fine. But even with that, now you have all that leverage like leaning against your funds. And it can go just like that. But Clay, there's leverage in prop firms. Yeah, that's right. But what is that leverage leaning against? Well, it's leaning against an account that costs, $100. I'm okay with a bigger amount of leverage leaning against $100. But if that leverage is leaning against, let's say, $10,000 of your own money, good grief. It adds up quick. So yes, I am 100% talking crap. What? No. I'm not talking crap. Math is. And yeah, same with options. And talk crap once they get in future, or they just get, yeah, options are even worse than stocks because you have theta. Hopefully single stock futures coming this summer fixes that. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't, well, I've learned to never say never. But like I said, I think one of the biggest things that I love about futures is, unlike stocks, you don't have to scan. You don't have to pay for scanners. Even if you have free scanners, it's not free because, time is money. And if you're spending your time having to do scans, I like to be able to lay in bed an extra 30 minutes, hour, make out with my wife. I mean, an extra 30-minute makeout session with my wife every morning, unbrushed teeth and all. I mean, let's go. Let's go. If that's not reason enough to kick future or to kick stocks to the curb, I don't know what is. The minute you choose, I'm done with stocks, I'm gonna listen to this beautiful individual that I just stumbled across on a YouTube live stream. The minute you make that decision is the minute you walk over to your sweet honey buns and you say, "Listen, honey, I just created an extra 30 minutes for us to make out every morning because I don't have to run my scans anymore for stocks. I'm done." That's the first conversation you have after you make the decision. Yeah, there you go, Andre. Well, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but that it's the moral of the story that is a real thing. So Andre, stop being a dent. Stop being a baboon like I was. I mean, we're all baboons. Just don't be too big of a baboon. I guarantee. I guess I can't guarantee. I am highly confident that if you try day trading futures, you'll be like, "Oh man, futures are so much better than stocks." Forget stocks, better to invest in a low index fund. Well, I mean, I think Sam, people are actually just, in my mind, those are one of the two of the same. Yeah, I have some, VOO. I have some VOO. I also invest in individual stocks too, but again, I diversify. So I don't think people necessarily mean if you investing, I think stocks, I think people, at least I clump stocks, ETFs, all that together. Best decision I made, drop stock and options and running 1, 2, 3 prop accounts. Yeah, awesome trucking for dividends. Prop firm also teaches you risk management. Yeah, I mean, they force you, which is one of the good things about prop firms. Some people complain about the rules. I'm like, well, what's the alternative to that? I want to trade with no rules. Yeah, we'll see how long how and you wonder why people blow up so quickly. I don't like being told what to do. I want to trade my way, which I understand. As Americans, I understand that general idea. But in prop firms, like, no, you want to be forced to manage risk because ultimately, if you don't manage risk, you're not going to be around very long. Clay, as an options trader, are there? Well, let me ask you this, Creative. What kind of options trader are you in the category of? Are you day trading options? So let's first establish that nuance. What category of a trader are you in? Day trading options? Day trade. Okay. Yeah, so here's the main advantage. And I think you probably know this, but here's why day trading options makes no sense at all. Math, and here we go. I'm going to bring math. So when you buy an option, if it goes down, that's the obvious way. Okay, well, you would lose money. Okay, if you buy and it goes up, okay, obvious, you would make money. Well, a price can do three things, all right? Or if it goes sideways. Now, the normal person is going to say, okay, well, that's the neutral spot. You don't make money, you don't lose money. No. In options, you lose money. Why? Because there is something called theta. So let's think about this. Of the three things a price can do in the world of options, two of those three things will cause you to lose money, meaning you have a 67% chance of losing money. Now, if you're like, but Clay, I make money day trading options. All kidding aside, that is very, very impressive. My pushback to you would be this. Can you imagine how much more money you would be making? Can you imagine how much more money you would have made if you did not have to deal with theta? And that is what futures are all about. They're both contracts, and let's just assume they move the same anyways. They don't. Futures move way better anyways, but let's just assume they move the same. Futures do not have theta. Right there, game over. Again, math. This is all math. Why choose to throw yourself into an environment where you have a 67% chance of losing whenever you're taking a trade? You don't, and when you don't need to. Not to mention, I'm assuming they both move the same. Futures move way better than options anyhow. So good question, Critters Club, but that would be the main reason why. It's just very basic. There is no theta. Unless, like we were told, the one time. By the way, as today, given today is technically the 1 year anniversary of the live stream, the craziest claim that has won, that still holds the top, is, well, Clay, 0 DT options don't have theta. That as we celebrate the 1 year anniversary here, that is still the craziest thing we've heard some crazy things, but nothing just more crazy than Clay, 0 DT options don't have theta. Give me a 5. Who was here for that epic moment? Who remembers the guy that tried to tell us 0 DT options don't have theta? Give me a 5. Who was here for that? Yeah, Red Don, we're not talking about writing options. That's lottery logic, right? That's like me saying playing the lottery is really stupid. And then Red Don, you're like, well, yeah, tell that to the people that chose the right numbers. It's like, okay, yes. In that category, that small category, fine. It works. But I'm talking generally speaking, Red On. Okay, we have several people here that were that witnessed that. That was crazy. All right, look, okay. Here we are. Oh. I keep waiting for confirmation, and honestly, I don't know. That might be. I was like, I probably should have gotten long there, but that's probably hindsight confirmation bias, given I know that it went up from there. So ain't nobody got time for hindsight analysis of what I would have done. That's literally too easy to say. Ooh boy, fake breakdown of those lows. Did that just sucker some people in? Maybe. Yeah, Mitmon, it's in the mail. Yeah, free accounts for everybody in the mail. Zero DT options do have volatility priced in, and that can drop. Okay, well, that was not the claim. The claim was they don't have theta. Which is, I mean, for those of you that are not part of options, that's like saying there's liquid water over there, and I say that because there's always the guy where I'm like, so if I jump into that water, somebody's like, well, it could be frozen and you wouldn't get wet. It's like, okay, fine. So liquid water, the equivalent of saying zero DT options don't have theta is like saying, if I jump into that liquid water, I don't get wet. Like it's a crazy statement. It stopped me out and went back up. Yeah, I can see some shorts. Probably getting fooled on that one. That's what makes those moves so tricky. All right. Well, I'm interested in a long. In fact, I will. I'll take a swing at it. Buy. Yeah. There we go. Sell. So very simple premise here. Last time I got down this area, it bounced. Let's see if it wants to maybe bounce again. So I'm risking about 10 points on it. So we'll see what happens. Kind of hard to see my green line because it's behind that yellow line, but right here. So right there is my entry. Right there is my stop if it wants to come back down. Hey, good morning, Renee. Was in the red and caught a nice short down to come back into the green, so probably going to call it a day. Nice job, Tyler. Now, Creative Critters Club, are you still here? Since you were asking about options, because there's one more thing that is very important for kind of what I think is the best way to go about day trading. I'll just say it in general. My strategy is not to therefore go trade futures. That's not it. Because futures move and they move. So if you're trading them with your own funds, that is crazy for me. My strategy, my argument is to day trade futures through a prop firm. The through a prop firm, very, very important. So my argument is not, especially if you're a beginner. Holy smokes, if you're a beginner and you go and you trade futures with your own money, you're going to be like, oh man, these things move fast. Oh man, where'd my money go? You all read charts or no? I mean, I'm trying to read a chart. Do you? Reading them and reading them well are two different things. So yes, I read charts. Do I read them well? I think it probably depends on the day. Some days it feels like I've never even used a chart before. Yes, but yes, I do read them. Reading them well, that's another conversation. Depends on the day. I think that's probably the case for you too, though. I think all technical traders can have those days where you're like, I could have sworn I knew how to read a chart. Nice to meet you, Clay. I became an options trader because of you watching videos from years ago. That would make sense. I'm long on this chart since whenever up and for the day, calling it. Cool, Identity. Is this your first time on the stream or no? But yeah, there are plenty of videos for like this dude. What's his? I'm not asking anybody to trust me. Like that is the one nice thing about starting the YouTube channel back in 2013. It's just go. I mean, I have I might be over 1,000 videos now. I don't know. But yeah, you can. There's plenty of live trading videos with me doing options and stocks and stuff like that. And so, did you just discover Identity Fortune? Did you just discover the stream today? Yep. Yeah. Uh-oh, FX Money. FX Money, did you check your email today? I don't think you did. Okay, all right. I need to get short here. If it comes down right there. See if we can get a rejection off the 21 EMA. Good, looking for only if the price comes down here. If that red line turns blue, I'm in. Let's see if we can get a rejection here off of that 21 EMA. I like that indicator. I like that moving average, and I am in. Now, hopefully it didn't just fool me, but it happens. All right, I'm adding more if it comes back down at this point. Just throwing out a couple of covers in case there's some sort of quick spike down. Not that I expect to spike down, but... Oh, did you really just do me dirty like that? Again, I move my entry up now to the red line. I will have to eventually wave the white flag here, but... Now, what I would really prefer not to happen is for this to come down, fill me with another 8, and then come back up. Like, if it's going to fool me, fine. Just fool me with the 8. Don't forget. Yeah, thank you. Yep, I'm aware of my order below. Thank you. All right, good. Yeah, it is a market close early today. Didn't realize you live streamed. Man, that's crazy. Somebody that's followed me for as long as you have, Identity, and for you just discovering today that I live stream, it's like, come on, algorithm, what did I do to upset you? Again, looking to add some more right there if it wants to come back down, but it's getting close to where I'm just going to have to cut this thing loose. Like I said, if you're going to stop me out, just please keep going up right now. Do not come down here, fill me, and then go up. That's where things are going to just be way less ideal. Do you have the Authenticator app show up every time you sign into? It's annoying. I haven't put that in place yet. I probably should for security issues. But yeah, it is annoying. Okay, I'm in. Come on. Come on, keep dropping down. Now this is the point where if it goes straight back up, oh, that'll be annoying. Come on. Drop, 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 drop. Hit me, hit me. Come on. Took out a couple. Still could very much so be a losing trade, though. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, you got to be kidding me. All right, I got to get out. I've had a lot of those these past couple of where I add and then I don't have the luxury of waiting. Because like I said, I added and I mean, yeah, I'm on a cold streak of those really working out and giving me those smooth moves down. This one could still come down. What I'm saying is I don't have the luxury now to wait because I did add, I went bigger size, and if my stop is up there where it was, I'd prefer to not take a full-size loss. Again, it's just so putzing around. If you watch a live stream long enough, you've seen me add, and, not that it has to happen right away, but it's got to happen pretty soon after I, add where you get the move down and it works out. But even now, like it's just refusing to let loose. Still could let loose. I just don't have the luxury anymore to do that. Market doesn't care about holidays. I think it cares. I think it cares. Today's been kind of slow. The Observer, kind of early. Not sure what that was in. So I'm just trying to catch back up on. Oh, really, Philly? Nice. Philly with the 15-second chart. Hey, can we get 2 more likes here? Let's get this up over 200. If you are enjoying in any way, shape, or form, if you don't mind hitting that like button, it does help. It does make a big difference. So if you could do that, it would be appreciated. Five-minute looks amazing. Again, for me, I lose the luxury of being able to sit here forever. The more you add, obviously, the more risk you're taking on because your position size. So for me, that's the quicker I need to see these moves. Had I not added, then yes, but I wanted to add because I thought, okay. And in my defense, it did work out. It just, unfortunately, not as quickly as what I needed to see it happen in. I always take small green if I was in the red for a while and it doesn't shoot down. Yeah, well, I think you're going to find yourself backwards from a bigger picture standpoint. Hello, Domini. All right, back to my original trade plan, though. Long right there. Oh, yeah. What is that? Yeah, 7 points. I'll take 7-point risk. Let's see what happens. Again, looking to play potential, I guess, triple bottom now. I don't know how you'd classify that. So if we call this kind of bottom number 1, bottom number 2, is this the triple bottom? Now, if this thing is just going to completely roll right back over, well, then this will be a losing trade. But, hey, it's bounced off this general area 2 times. Like I said, it depends. Well, what do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so maybe the 6th time. I'm just kind of clumping this one together as 1, 2. Do I get a 3rd? Here we go. Let's see. Maybe. Third time is the charm to break on through to the downside. I guess we'll see. No. Don't bounce yet. Now, the higher this bounces, it's gonna. I really don't want to see it bounce too much higher because that's gonna dissuade me. Because the higher this goes, if it then comes back down, well, that's just implying that there's been a big, a bigger failed bounce. And that's not really where I'm looking by. Hey, 221 likes. Thank you, everybody. I am still in the stream, but not trading anymore. Up 800 for the day. Wow. Yeah, days like today, I don't know. The holiday trading kind of weirds me out a little bit. But then again, I mean, today could have been way different. I had good size, and had this move happen just a tad bit quicker, I'd be, peaches and cream. I'd be peanut butter and pickles, I'd be mayonnaise and guacamole. Good job, pastry. Is that all silver trading still? How are you up $4,400? What am I missing? How in the world are you up $4,400 today? Man, I am apparently whatever category of dented baboon is. Whatever the category above dented baboon, that's what I am today. What in the world? Elevator down. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, that's fair. Where's the open at again? Right here. Yeah, I mean, that was a 50-point drop. Fair enough. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a holiday trader. I am not. And some of you, good job. Good job. I guess copying 3 up 1,500 on each. Dang. Good job. Good job. What we trading today? Well, I'm watching the MNQ right now. Thank you, Paul. That makes me feel a little bit better. Okay. There are... Good, Paul. I guess me and you, we're just mere mortals. We're just mere mortals in this game, in this chat of apparently savage sharks. De-dollarization views, anyone? Can't say I put too much thought into that one. 190, but it's green. Well... I'd rather have that be 190 red with good habits compared to 190 green with bad habits. You know what I mean, Finn? You smell what I'm stepping in? Hey, thanks. Glad the beard's looking... Even my sister today we have a family text chain. My sister's like, hey, Clay, the beard's finally looking good. Her and my brother-in-law, like, during the phase when they were just like, dude, you look like the Unabomber. All right, here we go. Maybe along here. I'm going to move my entry down. Yeah. Okay, let's see. See if we can get a bounce. No. All right, now canceling. Because now if I get filled after this candle, what's going to be required? That means that this big old green candle has completely failed. So I don't know if I'm looking to get long after a big old green candle has failed. No. I'm not a crypto guy. I'm a tangible asset guy. I cannot play on crypto. All you do with crypto is you stare at numbers on a screen. But you can play on land. You can garden on land. You can have chickens on land. You can go hunting on land. You can drive four-wheelers with your kids on land. You can do none of that on a Bitcoin. You know what I mean? So yeah, I am more of the tangible assets kind of guy. Yeah, at this point, if anything, I'm probably thinking a short now, but I've lost interest in going long after that big green candle showed up. Yeah, just cancel that account and start a new one for that exact reason. The 25K account is the one that does not make sense for the reset, for what you realized. Bitcoin is tangible. No, it's not. You gonna go play catch with your Bitcoin, David? At least with your gold, you could form it into You could have a sling and you could take that gold and form it into like a rock and then use that sling to try to hunt for yourself. Even gold is tangible, obviously. Don't get me wrong, this Bitcoin is tangible. No, it's not. Again, if you invest in crypto, that's fine. All I'm saying is I'm a tangible assets type of guy. That's why I like real estate. I do have some stocks, but at this point in my life, I want to be able to play on investments. Oh, I don't know if Bitcoin's going to zero. But yeah, there's no need to try to pee on our legs until it's raining. It is tangible. You cannot hold Bitcoin in your arms, right? In your hands, right? Bitcoin's value is completely dependent on somebody else's thought. Does that have value? Whereas land, you can think my land doesn't have value. That's fine to me. My land still has value. I can still grow a garden on my land, regardless of your thoughts on if my land has value. But if there's only 2 people in the world and I have a Bitcoin and the other person in the world doesn't think my Bitcoin has value, guess what? It literally does not have value. But if there's 2 people in the world and somebody's like, well, I don't think your land has value. It's like, okay, well, okay, thank you for your opinion. I'm going to go grow some food and survive. But again, like I said, if you want to invest in Bitcoin, that's fine. I mean, I think you're crazy if you're all in Bitcoin. I think you're crazy if you're all in the category of crypto. But I'm also just, I am a risk adverse person. I own several, like I said, I like real estate. I invest in stocks. I regret not getting a little bit more heavy in precious metal, but you know, it is what it is. And then I come take your food. Well, Nate, there's something else that I may or may not have. That is, in that situation, the ultimate investment. So in other words, Nader, you'll try, but there might be a couple of, boom, boom, bang, bangs if you can get at what I'm getting at, Nate, because I also invest in that. Yes. Ownership in Coke, when I can go and drink a Coke, that's tangible. That is something. There's actually something there, right? I'm watching for a short. Now, if you're like, well, Clay, the US dollar is not tangible. Agreed. Actually, no. The US dollar, cash, still is more tangible than Bitcoin. Because even if that paper $20 bill becomes worthless, it's not totally worthless because at least I can wipe my butt with it. You know what I mean? So there's still value there. Whereas you can't wipe your butt with a Bitcoin. Sorry. Even the US dollar, again, assuming we're talking about cash, like cash in hand, is still more valuable than crypto because in a worst case scenario, if both go to zero, at least you can wipe your butt with the cash. David, you're, with all due respect, David, like, you're the dude that's like, well, unless it's video, like, Dave, you're the guy that does not have enough faith in yourself to be able to look at a picture and make a decision. You're the guy that doesn't have enough faith in yourself to read words and make a decision, right? Because that's why you never join the community. Well, if it's not live streaming, then I'm not going to do it. Like, wait. In other words, I don't have the ability to look at pictures. I don't have the ability to read words and then think through it. Which, like I told you, like, it's so sad when somebody does not give themselves that amount of credit. So, I mean, you can sit here and try to lecture us all on this sort of stuff, but that is your backdrop right there, right? Like, you, with all due respect, like, if you can't even read a picture and have confidence in yourself to read a picture, yeah. No. I'm attacking your reasoning. But yes, correct. Your reasoning boils down to you don't think you know how to read a picture, which I personally think is ridiculous reason. I think you should give yourself more credit than that. And that's fine. I may need to calm down. You need to give yourself more credit. I don't understand the main reason of Bitcoin. Looking for a possible short at the EMA? Maybe. We're almost at the 5-minute 21, so I'm curious. Oh, I mean, we're basically almost there. So let me get ready for maybe a short. Hello, would you short pops and NQ today? Yes, yeah, I would. I shorted this pop right here and made some money, but not as much as I would have liked to have. All right, we're getting close. But I mean, with all your stuff, Papa, like you better not go and now short pops on the NQ because I said that I am, right? That's not good. Like we all need to be independent thinkers. Be careful shorting. Why? Isn't that what a stop loss is for? Bitcoin and crypto is nothing bad. Ask anyone who is in it. Once more, if you want to invest in crypto, that's fine. I just prefer physical assets that and at this stage of my life, I'm 42, I have 6 kids. I want to build memories, right? You can't build memories with a Bitcoin. You can't go take your kids hunting on Bitcoin. You can't go, teach your kids responsibility by raising chickens on a Bitcoin. You can on land though. That's why I like land. But that's not to say that that's just not my stage of life. But you can always tell who is too deep into Bitcoin. You can tell who is way too much at risk because in their minds, anything negatively said, and I'm not saying this pertains to anybody of you here, but you can tell who is too much on the line because unless you're fully on board with Bitcoin or crypto, they will defend it. They'll start to imagine things. But why? Well, because they understand that people need to believe that there's value. So as soon as they see any shred at all that somebody doesn't have full belief like they do, in their mind, which they're right, there's a threat. This might lose value. Because they know it totally depends on everybody's thoughts on if it's going to have value to go up. Whereas me, I'm never going to get defensive. If you want to tell me, Clay, land is a dumb investment, I'm like, okay. Because I can, my land still has value. I'm fine, right? So again, I'm not saying that pertains to anybody of you in here, but yes, that is the problem when people have put too much risk in something. That is one of the telltale signs that they have too much risk on the line because they are so defensive of it. So defensive. You're like, but I didn't say that. Crypto's bull logic. You don't lose until you sell. Well, I mean, that logic exists pretty much across the board. And to be fair, I mean, it is true in some senses, but that's really more of how philosophical do you want to get about it. I mean, if you introduce the concept of opportunity costs, then they're losing. They're losing, all right. Guys, when you become true traders, it's very hard for other people's opinions to sway us from what? Correct, Gum Clan, yeah. Your reason for not buying Bitcoin is insanely crazy, dude. Okay. Honest question, David. Maybe this will help me understand you. How old are you, David Calder? How old are you? I'm guessing you're what, like a teenager? Maybe like low 20s? That would be my guess. But just be honest here because I think this will help us maybe help you understand. I'm 42 with 6 kids. Okay, well then I don't believe that for a second. Because what I was actually planning on saying was, well, David, when you get older and have kids, you'll understand the value of being able to make memories. And like your focus won't change to strictly the spreadsheet. I call there's ROI and then I call it ROM, return on memories. And what I was planning on telling David is, David, there will be a point in your life where you'll be more focused on ROM than ROI. And for me, even if Bitcoin is turns out, and I could have made 18,000% on it 20 years from now, I don't care because over those 20 years, I want ROM with my kids. That's way more important to me in life than trying to maximize some sort of ROI. So that's why I don't believe you. There's no way that you're you don't understand my reasoning that I want land because I can form memories with my kids on my land. So yeah, I don't believe that at all, that you're 42 with 6 kids. Okay, David, I mean, okay. I appreciate your opinions. You're not listening though. Nowhere did I say you can't have both. All I'm saying is I'm not focused on maximizing my ROI. We are at the overnight low, which is what this pink line is representing. So thinking about potentially a short here. Last time it was right here. We were... David knows the truth. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just rage baiting. I would like to think that's the case because he's either suffering in he's not actually listening or he's just rage baiting. I don't know. But I think I made my position pretty straightforward. But it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, more power to him. If he wants to sit there and stare at numbers on a screen for the next 20 years, fine. Go for it. All I know is this is coming from the dude that doesn't think he can understand a picture. So, I mean, that's where, like I said, the backdrop of this is like, yeah. I'm 50 with 2 kids, but my cost basis was 17K, sold 5K at 128 and started trading full time. It's all yeah. Like I said, you ever use black box stocks, Clay? No, I don't think I don't even know what you're talking about, Daniel, but even if I did, I'm a baboon, so I'd probably have no idea. Plus, I don't trade stocks. But I don't know. To be fair, maybe black box stocks is just the name of the thing and it can be used for futures. All right, looking for a potential short here. I kind of like it. Not kind of, I do. Take a swing at it if it comes down to that red line here. Again, pretty much trying to play a double top. Right here it was rejected. Right there it was rejected. Do we get more follow through? I am in. Beautiful candle here. Couldn't ask for anything better than that from a candle perspective. Just throwing out some orders just in case there's a spike down. I'm not expecting a spike down, but you never know. There you go. Got that one hit. Got that one hit. Let's make sure this is a winning trade. Okay. So now just looking for this thing to keep on coming down. If it does, fantastic. But it will be a green trade now no matter what. There we go. Come on, hit those next two, brother. Got the purple line there. That could be a problem. That could be a problem. That is why I wanted to take another one off right there, just in case it does. But don't bounce. Go down, you dirty dog. Oh, wait, I don't know if it likes... Is the market a name calling? I don't know. I don't know if the market wants to be called a name. I think so, you dirty rat. You dirty rat. You dirty, filthy, flea-ridden... Oh, I think it does like the names. Give me some more. There we go. Oh, the market's in. Okay. Come on. Hit that next one. All right, I need to take off. Let's move this down. Right into the VWAP because it could bounce from there instead. Come on, let's move it right there. There we go. Come on down a little bit more. A little bit more. Come on. Come on, brother. There you go, brother. All right, I'm just going to let these last three work for me. So I'll keep it up there, and we'll just let these last three keep on. Keeping on. On the 5-minute W pattern double bottom. So is this part of is this part of the W pattern? I've never heard of the W pattern. Skid steer, yeah. There you go, brother. Keep coming down, brother. Keep coming down. Keep coming down, brother. I'm getting aggressive with it just because, I mean, at some point, keep coming down. Probably get stopped out here. I mean, this is crazy that I've been able to survive this long with as tight of a stop as I've been running on it. But I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to see this thing continue to just fall apart. I mean, yeah, it's a win, but not all wins are created equal. Come on down, brother. Looking like it wants to bounce here. It's no longer dropping. So, I don't know. Buyer stepped in here a little bit. Again, would love to be wrong. Please prove me wrong. It just dropped like all the way down here. All right, I will take one more off down here, though. Like, if somehow I get a move like right there, I'll lock in that one there, too. Come on. Come on down, brother. Do it. Do it. You dirty flea-ridden rat. It likes being called names today. Unbelievable. I think I'm going to get it because you rat. You dirty rat. Oh, no. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. You maggot. You dirty, rotten maggot. Okay, I don't know what to do anymore. Come on, at least hit me right there. Come on. Skunk bag. All right, I'll probably get me right here. All right, at this point, if it doesn't get me, I think I can get more for it. I'm going to move it down to there now. And stopped out. All right, there we go. That was a nice trade. That was a nice trade. I'll take it. Give me a 2 if you took that with me. All right. If I ban people, are they not able to watch? How does that work? Wow, a ton of people took that. All right. Is anybody still in? Give me a 3 if you're still in. Again, Papacito. I think I think you might have some flaws in your logic. Is making $100? So Papacito, if I tell you I made $100 with acting as a degenerate with no strategy, would you be like, well, it's still a win? Would you still consider that a good trade because it's a win? Because I made $100 acting as a degenerate? Would you still call that a win? And say, like, it's a good trade just simply because it was a win? I think that's what your attitude seems to be. Your logic change seems to be, if green trade, it was a win, it therefore was a good trade. Oh, that's not what you're saying. Okay, good. Good. No, that's Daniel, what I'm trying to say is that's wrong. A win's not a win. That's why people fail. Oh, gotcha. All right, good. Yeah. No, you stay out, buddy. Go find money or mommy. Correct, Philly. What Philly said. That is the correct answer. Now that does assume that it's a good plan, right? Yes, but assuming you have a valid strategy, a good plan, a good strategy, and yes, following that is way more important. Hey, if you are enjoying this in any way, shape, or form, if you don't mind hitting that like button, it helps. It goes a long way. I know it doesn't seem like a whole lot, just because it's a simple little click, but hitting that like button actually does make quite a bit of a difference. So a very easy way to help support the stream is to hit that like button. So thank you in advance if you're willing to do that. I think small leverage and good entry is better than chasing a move to each side and going in heavy. Is this going to bounce? I don't know. I might take a swing at it down here. If it comes all the way down to this area, it's bounced once, twice, 3 times. So if the price does come down on that yellow line, that would be the question on the table. I guess, let's see. We've had a double bottom. We've had a triple bottom. What would I guess a quadruple bottom? Drill, stop. You think a new low is incoming. Stop acting like you know the future. You don't, brother. Can I explain my trade plan? Probably not, just because there's a lot of stuff that went into it. That's kind of outside of the scope of like, to explain it properly is going to be, yeah, there's all sorts of moving parts. So I can explain it, yes, but I want to be able to explain it in the way you would probably want me to explain it, which is like, no, can you explain it fully and like with all the different components? Trade plan. If red candle, buy shorts. Daniel, how long you been trading for, brother? You're newer, which is fine. But how long you been trading for? No, not even that, Todd. That's like mentorship type stuff. 3 months. Okay, thank you for being honest. I can tell you're new. Well, how can you tell? Buy shorts. You don't buy shorts. How much capital do I use? Oh, like nothing. I'm trading prop firms, man. That's the beautiful thing about prop firms, low capital. You can get started with what I'm doing for $90. $90 gives you 25K in purchasing power, which allows you to buy up to 3 NQ contracts, which is pretty solid, or up to 30 MNQ. And the trade I just took, where if you watch that one that went very well, that was 8. I had 8 MNQ. For $90, you could have gotten as high as on that 30. On the other end of the spectrum, this sounds crazy. Again, the trade that he saw, which turned out really nice with 8 MNQ. On this size account, I could have had up to 150 of what I had 8 of. So yeah, very little capital is being used. Because that's just one of the beautiful things about prop firms is, and I use take profit traders, you just don't need a lot of capital. I've never done futures, only options. Well, day trading options is mathematically provable garbage because of something called theta. So Daniel, if when I say theta, you're like, what's that? That would make sense given you've only been trading for 3 months, but that's also a massive red flag. Like, uh-oh. $25K plus 30 micros equals account blown sooner or later. Maybe, but it also might mean some really good payouts before you blow the account. Have you ever traded micros over minis? Well, I mean, I'm trading micros right now. So those are micros trading. So this is MNQ and that's NQ. So yeah, I trade both. Got a 50K this weekend. What do you think, Jose? Jose Vega? I guess, have you ever traded futures first? Well, there's the bounce. Unfortunately, did not come down low enough. And I mean, to be fair to Joel, he didn't give us a time frame of when new lows were incoming, but man, the Darcy effect is kind of rearing its head again. Roughly, what is your winning percentage? Oh, I don't know. I don't track that. It's irrelevant. I think winning percentage, again, I'm not going to call it worthless. I'll call it overrated. Because you could have a 95% win rate and still not be a profitable trader. Again, I don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying I'm not saying win rate statistic is a worthless indicator. Worthless statistic. I'm just saying I think it's overrated. I've been paper trading for a couple months. I'm loving it. Hopefully I can pass this week. Cool. But what have you been paper trading? Is this your first time trading futures or have you been already traded paper trading futures? What platform am I using to trade? I am 90% win rate, but yeah, that's exactly it, Jose. The prop firms follow the true futures market? Yes. Yep, exactly. So the platform I'm using is 2 layers. Layer number 1, I am day trading futures. However, this is the most important part, through a prop firm, because prop firms allow you to insulate your risk very, very nicely. So the prop firm I'm using and that I recommend is the link at the top of the screen. They're Take Profit Trader. So the way it would work is this for what I'm doing. The prop firm is Take Profit Trader. So you'd select the purchasing power you want. You use code CLAY, all caps, save yourself 40%. No activation fee, and help support the stream. But after you select the select the account, they'll ask you what platform you want to use. What I'm using, what you see on the screen here, is Tradeovate. You don't have to use that one, but per your question, what am I using? I'm using Tradeovate. So 2 layers. Layer number 1 of what I'm doing is I'm using a prop firm. That prop firm is Take Profit Trader. Layer number 2, through that prop firm, the platform I'm using is Tradeovate. Did you ever do back testing when... No, back testing is also very deceptive and overrated. Good day for you, lad. All right, Don, 2 questions. How old are you and where do you live? I'm guessing you're 61 and you live in Scotland. You just called me a lad. So that's my guess. Don, you got to be honest, though. My guess is you're 61 years old and you live in Scotland. Good day for you, lad. Well, then again, you didn't say laddie. Who says lad? That could be Scotland. Or is it the Irish? I'd be like, good job for you, laddie. How long have you been a trader? I don't know how long I've been a trader. I got in the markets in 2006, but I started off as a penny stock investor. So at what point did I move into officially being a trader? I don't know. You are Scottish. Look at that. Why do you choose that platform? Which platform? The prop firm or the Tradeovate platform? Have experience. Well, Johnny, what do you use to trade stocks? What is the tool you use for your decision-making process? Is it charts? Is it faster execution? Oh, I Tradeovate. It's just personal preference. Is penny stock investing like lottery tickets? Not quite. The odds, I would say, are a little bit better in your favor. But hey, let's face it. I mean, that's not a very high bar to cross comparing something to the odds in the lottery. Hey, Juan Andre? Juan Andre? I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing your name. JR. I'll call you JR, but I'm good. From what I understand, penny stock buying, selling is... Yeah, it's all just... Yeah, it's all hoopla. Pump and dumps. Uh-oh, Gum, are you still in that short-sided trade? No, Johnny, I asked you a question. You said you have experience trading stocks, just not futures. I said, Johnny, well, what do you use as your tool? So you're trading stocks. What do you use as your tools? Are you using charts? I only trade Forex, bro. Oh, you were missing out. Dang. Forex is like paint drying. Oh, my goodness. You must be, I don't know, what country are you in? Forex? Huh? Is there, yeah, like any prop firm, you have to prove that you can trade. With prop firm, how much of your daily capital do you get to keep? With Take Profit Trader, you get to keep 80%. But that you're focused on the wrong thing. You should be focused on how can they help me manage my risk? Because guess what? Because here's the thing that a lot of people lose track of. One of the critiques against prop firms, which is fine, is, well, Clay, if I trade my own money, I get to keep 100% of my gains. That is true. But you also get to keep 100% of something else. What is this something else that you get to keep 100% of? It is true. You keep 100% of your gains. You also get to keep 100% of something else. What is that something else? What's your promo code? Clay at the top of the screen. Code Clay, all caps, Mr. Hope. Thank you for asking. There you go. Yes, you get to keep 100% of your losses. Or as Josh said it perfectly, 100% of the risk. And given my thesis for trading is actually has nothing to do with making money, because blind drunk monkeys can make money. Trading has to do with your ability to manage risk. So whatever can help you manage risk the best, I argue, is most important. And given with a prop firm, you do not keep 100% of the risk. That is the most important component. So I will gladly give up a little bit of upside in order to have massive downside, because when days go bad as traders and you go on tilt and you just lose your mind, it can be really, really bad. But that is where a prop firm shines, because eventually you'll just blow your account. But ultimately, if you blow your account, you're out $100, $100 from your wallet. Oh, Stusher, that's a good way of putting it. So prop firms are a good deal then. Yes, if you define good deal as something that allows you to manage your risk very, very effectively, then yes, which I would argue is a good deal. So by that definition, prop firms are definitely, I wouldn't even say a good deal. I'd say a great deal. Yeah, but yeah, no, Forex is just garbage because Forex it's like paint drying. It moves so slow. Now, it does move pretty good like a couple times a year if there's like some big geopolitical event. But like other than that, I mean, there's a reason why you have to use like 8,001 leverage. With Take Profit Trader, you pay during the test phase, Clay, how long do I have past the test? Well, what is the test on the 50K? Will show that you can make 3,000, but don't lose 2,000. So you do have to manage risk. You can't go lose 2,000. You can take as long as you want, but I always say aim to pass within 1 month, because after you pass the test and get your pro account, there are no more monthly fees. Now you may say, Clay, I've never even come close to making 3,000 in a month before. I'm telling you right now, futures move and they move very quickly. So I'm not saying it's easy. What I'm saying it is very reasonable to make $3,000 in 1 month trading futures, because futures, that's just how good they move. But yeah, that is how that works. It is a monthly payment during the test phase, but after you pass the test, which is why I say you don't have to rush it. So there's no need to try to pass it in 2 days. You don't have to rush it, but get it passed within 1 month, and then there you go. No, there are no more fees. What I don't like about prop firms do is limit your daily profit. Well, with Take Profit Trader, they do not limit your daily profit. You can go out there and with Take Profit Trader, once you're in the pro account, if you're making $1,000 a day, you can request $1,000 every single day. So not only do they not limit your profit, they also, you can request daily payouts. Yeah, that's true too, Jose Vega. That a little bit further down in the weeds than I wanted to get at this point, but you're not wrong. You have to have patience to trade Forex. You might be crazy enough. Well, I am of the camp of efficiency. And while yes, you do have to be patient to trade futures, like Forex, it's just different. Like I've never met anybody that has tried futures after doing Forex and like, no. Futures move too slow compared to Forex. I'm going back. Never seen that. CFD prop firms have much better risk management than futures prop. Well, I mean, maybe. And honestly, I don't really care, because if we're talking in the risk management department and both have risk management, fantastic. Well, yeah, and that's part of it, Jose. Again, Forex is, to be fair, I understand some countries, like, you just have to trade Forex. And for those countries, it is what it is. But like, if you have the choice between futures in a prop firm and Forex, I mean, it's kind of like a no-brainer. Yeah, still trying to play catch up to you, Force Fed. But yeah, the majority of it came from right here. Took this short somewhere right up around here, and then captured quite a bit of that rollover. So that did the trick. Looking for potentially a long here. Potential long. We're down at this area that's bounced before. Bob, please leave that prop firm's name out of here. Garbage. I don't know what to call you. I don't know what to tell you, DJ Riri. I mean, this is based on the market action. But then again, I don't know what you're actually looking at. Like, are you on a little... Okay, wait a second. Hey, who's your guys' leader? You think I'm going to say it, Don, you baboon? No, I'm not going to say it. How often do I live trade? I trade my normal hours. I start at 11 a.m. Eastern. But since today was a holiday and we're closing early, I do the open on these holidays. Okay, we are at these lows. Do we get another bounce? This white line is the low of the day. So the price can never get below the white line. The white line can just get adjusted downwards like it did there. Okay, like I said, I'm waiting for some sort of confirmation. I didn't want to just blindly buy. And I'm glad I didn't at this point because as of now, it pushed right down through. Could recover back up to be fair, but don't go long. Why? The people that freak out, don't go long. That's what a stop loss is for. Like if, let's say I go long and I'm wrong. Okay, I take a controlled loss. Like I'll be okay, brother. I appreciate your concern, John. I appreciate it. I know you're coming from a place of goodness, but that almost makes me think like, you don't use stop losses. You think every trade is do or die or something like that. Gonna knock on the door one more time. Does it crack or remain range bound or liquidation break and make these red candles mean business? Yeah, these red candles got some oomph behind them. I made all my money going long today. That's crazy. That's crazy. But good job, Brian. I do not know what your view on funded, but with copy trade option, with the copy trade options. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're asking there, but yeah, with Take Profit Trader, you can also copy trade. You can have up to 5 pro accounts. Let's see. I'm gonna need a reminder though, because I don't want to get whacked upside my head either. Yeah, in an hour from now, if for anybody that's here, if you don't mind, just I don't know, do you like that siren emoji? Let's see if I can find it. Well, that didn't. Shouldn't that be? Oh, do I have to search right here? I don't know. Like, give me one of these or something. Like, blow up the chat with one of those. Like, Clay, market closes in 15 minutes. So basically an hour from now, let me know. Because I could see myself forgetting. So if you guys don't mind, if you could help a brother out, that would be good. Because as a reminder, the markets do close in an hour and 20 minutes. Check your email, though. Check your email. We'll Take Profit Trader. They've told me that it's 1 p.m. So I want to be out. I'll probably err on the side of caution and be out of everything by 12:55 p.m. Eastern. But I could also see myself totally losing track of the time, and then I don't want to cook an account. So if you guys could help me out, let's all help each other out. Are you trading future? Oh yeah. Day trading in the category of day trading, there is nothing out there better than day trading futures through a prop firm. And I got the this real quick just to illustrate what I argue here and what is undefeated from an argument standpoint. Right here, I advocate Pam's plant. Pam's plant, what is it? Well, it's an argument for in the category of day trading, you should day trade futures for these reasons through a prop firm for these reasons. Undefeated argument, and it's undefeated because it's all based in math. Like day trading futures through a prop firm in the category of option or category of futures, you have better risk control. You don't need as big of moves. You can still make really good money. You can do copy trade. I mean, there's just so many good things going on. So that is what I advocate for here. I am on team Pam's plant. Again, day trading futures through a prop firm. And that was just kind of summarized right there in all of that. So the market will reopen at 6 p.m. Eastern. Day trading for, well, Gum Clan, what country are you in? First time here, just here to learn. Well, good to have you, BK. Is there a future sim? Yeah. TraderVate has I think you can like do it for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's one of the things, Maya, that I like about Take Profit Trader and why they're definitely for the beginner. If you are a beginner prop firm trader, Take Profit Trader because they don't have all those goofy rules like that. So no, I sorry, I can't because I don't know. Because Take Profit Trader does not have that rule. All right, I am looking for, maybe we're just officially in the range. Maybe this is the range for the rest of the day. Right here. I'm not willing to commit, but let me put it this way. If you're like, Clay, my thesis for the remainder of the day is we're going to be chopping around in this channel, I wouldn't call you crazy. I'm not quite willing to concede that yet. I'm curious, is this maybe the next leg down through it? But at the same time, I'm not calling you crazy at all if anybody's sitting here saying, I think this is the channel for the rest of the day. Get that name out of here. Tomas, get that garbage out of here. I know you're new, but that's one. Don't bring up that name. Again, for all of you that are chiming in, there is a point of distinction here that needs to be made really quick. So I'm glad this is bringing up. Let me just, but within this, you've got to nuance it out. Are we talking about a beginner prop firm trader or an experienced? If you are a beginner, take prop trade, I think easily takes the cake. That doesn't mean that any of these other ones are wrong. They just have more rules. So from somebody that is just getting into the prop firm space, they can very, very quickly get overwhelmed because of all these other rules. Now, if you're experienced, I still think you should take private trader as part of your empire building. Or if you've never tried them, you should at least give them a try. But there is a huge difference of point of nuance that a lot of people just leave out. They're like, well, I like this, I like this. Well, how long have you been in the prop firm world? Oh, like 3 years now. It's like, well, that's totally different than somebody that's literally just getting started in the prop firm space. So like I said, that's the point of nuance that I've noticed oftentimes gets lost. But yes, and by the FYI, if you do want to support the stream, code Clay, all caps, with any of these prop firms I recommend, take private trader. So please, I just ask in the comment section when people just start throwing stuff out. It's too many people miss that point of nuance, which is understandable, but you got to remember that it's like Apex. I don't even think it's Apex, but like a beginner with Apex, holy smokes, all their rules. There's a reason why a lot of people think Apex is a scam. They're not a scam, but a lot of beginners start with Apex and then they get payouts denied, this, and this, and they're like, bunch of scammers, they won't pay me. Well, yeah, because you broke one of their 18,000 rules, right? Never try to prop firms are, let me put it this way, if you use your own funds, you're never going to generate ROIs like you can in a prop firm. Why do you think TPT is for a beginner? Because you should be taking that forces somebody to be aggressive with their profit taking, which you should be with futures anyways. So I mean, if anything, it's a shame almost that it even stops trailing. The only people that struggle with the trailing are the ones that are like, I want base hits. I'm not happy with. I want big home runs. Yeah, if that is your trading, I want go big or go home. I want to get huge payments or not. If you can't just take base hits, let base hits add up, then yeah, that'll get you. But I would also argue that's not going to be a viable strategy anyways. But yeah. Okay, this Ning guy is just a total dent. If you're going to show up out of nowhere and say that stuff yeah, fair point. Okay, I was about to ban you, but thank you for being intellectually honest and saying fair point. Okay. I will refrain. I can respect you acknowledging what I said was actually a fair point. So I will refrain from what was coming from the ban button. I don't care if people disagree with me. No problem at all. But we all have to be intellectually honest and listen to one another. So, and you prove that you did actually listen to what I had to say. So, cool. Does it close at noon? Again, I'm not telling anybody. I'm not going to be held responsible for somebody cooking their account because they were supposed to be out at, XYZ time as opposed to ABC time. Check your email. That's what I'm telling everybody at this point, Samuel. Check your email. Take private trader. Send out an email on Friday letting everybody know stuff. So I'm just saying check your email. I agree to disagree with your agreement to disagree. That's a mind twister. Usually I have a 3 or 4 going, newbie, as part of the racehorse model. What's the best way to play this range? The way that you will be able to manage it, right? The way that you feel comfortable playing it is the best way. Yeah. So I don't know. I exactly, Hoover. So all I'm going to say in this category is just check your email, folks. I don't want to be held responsible for this beautiful Greek god looking individual told me XYZ, but XYZ was wrong and I blew my account. Therefore, it's his fault. No, I want to avoid all this stuff. Just check your email. What up, Clay? You got any trades today? Yeah, I made a couple trades. If we are bound under the overnight low, this probably means that the market is bearish. No, I don't really think like that per se. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, Alex, but trading does not need to be rocket science. But at the same time, price is below VWAP, therefore it's bearish. I don't know. Is that a little too simplified? It's like the 15-minute orb, right? Let me be very clear. Trading does not need to be rocket science. But if you think you can be consistently profitable, quit your job, start driving Lambos, blah, 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 by doing this. Well, I do the 15-minute ORB. So all I do, Clay, is I wait 15 minutes. I let there be a high and a low. And then you know what, Clay? If it goes up through, I buy. If it goes up low, I short. If only it were that easy. There does need to be more to trading than that. Now, if you're using the 15-minute ORB as a foundation and you're building from there, cool. No problems there. But some people show up and they literally think trading is that easy. Just wait 15 minutes, get that range, and then just buy or short. Again, hopefully I'm not raining on anybody. Well, this is a situation where if I happen to be, you're just, again, think about it. Do you really think trading is that easy? Again, does not need to be rocket science. Some people here, man, they got all sorts of stuff going on, and I get a headache. So it does not need to be rocket science, but it is a little bit more in depth than that. I do not, Diego, find it. I am too stupid. I use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I like candles. I like trend lines. I like the VWAP. Like some moving averages. But yeah, all those other tools, man, I'm too stupid for that. I'm a baboon. I always look at the drum line, so each of the Virgil candles, and help me decide when to turn and when to... Yeah, I have no idea what this Carl guy just said. He's looking at drum lines and vigil candles. I don't know what he just said. All I know is that Carl is apparently Canadian and way smarter than I am. And if all that stuff works for Canadian Carl, more power to him. But for me, I have no idea what he just said. I have no idea. But he's definitely very smart. Poet goes off the moon cycles. There you go. Hey, man. At the end of the day, if you find that waking up at 7:32 a.m., walking outside, taking off your shirt, and spinning around going, and then you walk in and you find that helps you be consistent, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Now, I do think that you'll need to do a little bit more than that. Just like the ORB. So it's something that you can build from, but like, if only it were that easy. Can you share your percent profitable trades? No, again, we were talking about this earlier. I think the win rate is not a worthless statistic. I think it's a very overrated statistic. Because I've been there. I know of traders that are at 90+% win rates, but don't make money. So, yeah. Again, I'm not saying that. I heard this guy and he said the win rate statistic was worthless. That's not what I said. I said it was overrated. All right, we're at... Ooh, gold. Ooh. I don't think I'm going to take it, but look at gold. For any of you gold traders, interesting spot here. Right at that purple line, which on my chart is the 50-period simple moving average. And as you're seeing right now, this thing has been a stubborn donkey as far as resistance is concerned. Does not mean that the price is going to roll, get rejected from it. But at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked. But I can also see people that are saying, what are you talking about, Clay? I see a bull pennant. That's fair. That's fair. I would have trust issues with the bull pennant just because it is still occurring in an overall downtrend. But like I said, Either way you look at it, very interesting dynamic right now on gold with that 50 period simple moving average on the 5 minute there. Right here we were looking at the 2 minute. What's an ORB? What does that even stand for? Overnight range or opening range break, right? Yeah, opening range break. Candles and trend lines, that's all I use. Well, then what were you talking about earlier, Carl? You're talking about like vigil candles or something like that? I always look at the drum line. Or is that just a typo? Was drum line supposed to be a trend line? Maybe the typo got you. I don't know. We just take the what? Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, the market is our boss. You got to just take whatever the market's willing to give. That's ultimately how it works. Is it easy trap for newbies to get caught up and not realize there is an open and close to an option market? Yeah, it can be. Yes, it can be. If you do not realize that a market has an open and closed, that can be a trap. Yes. So that is, as a newbie, that is one of the first things you should probably just understand is, okay, when does this market open? When does it close? Now, if you're in crypto, then the answer to that is never, because it's always open. I'm going to copy trade your every trade with $300 take profit and a $200 risk for your next trade. Let's pass. Okay, well, I think you're going to be a little bit disappointed if that is if you think that trading is as easy as just copy trading a beautiful individual that looks like a Greek god on YouTube. I think you're going to realize that it's just not quite that easy. Thanks. I picked that up today just listening to you. Good. Well, it's great to have you change here. I see a lot of new names right now. It's fantastic to have you. My normal times, I start every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Usually I show up early. So if you are enjoying and you want to watch some more, no pun intended, into the future, then make sure you subscribe and then click that notification bell too. That'll let you know as soon as I do go live. That's true. I am an oil baron. That is, yeah, I am a perfect oil trader too. Literally, I am an oil baron. I am a perfect, flawless oil trader. Now, for context, I have only traded oil once, but it was a green trade. Therefore, statistically, I am a flawless oil trader. Never had a losing trade in oil. Gold is consolidating. That means that there are an equal number of buyers and sellers, and nobody is making any profit or losing much. I mean, kind of. It depends. I mean, somebody that bought right there as a scalper and then sold right there, they just made money. You know what I mean? But I did also learn that consolidating, that's what I used to call it. But then I was informed last week, somebody used the term negotiating. Right? The price is negotiating. That sounds pretty cool. Like, that person sounded so smart when they're like, oh man, the price is negotiating right now. So if you want to impress other people, don't call things consolidation anymore. Don't call it price consolidation. Don't call it sideways price movement. Don't call it a sideways channel. Just be like, hey brothers, the price is the price is negotiating right now. Everybody will be like, oh, you're the smartest man ever. Like, if you walk into a group of guys and you say that, they'll be so impressed, they'll start to throw their whitey tighties at you. Oh, sign my underwear. You're amazing. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Neil. I was like, wait, is Neil? We have another guy, Neil. He's not in here today, but he is famous for his typos. So if you come back, Carl Roth, you and Neil will be best of buds. It'll be fun to watch your guys' conversation because you'll probably know what each other is saying because you'll just understand each other's typos. Are you trading money or pay? I'm in a prop account, so there is skin in the game. Now, am I trading much money? No, but that is also the point of prop firms. That's why I would never use anything other than prop firms at this stage, because yes, there's skin in the game, but very little skin. Newbie, you really, I think I told you this many times, and I guess good on you for continuing to ask, but just join the mentorship, man. I can tell you would benefit. Hey. I heard zone of indecision. That's not bad. I think negotiating is going to be hard to beat, though. How is it possible? Well, because okay, this is why people mean well, but this is why I reject the whole well, you can't go broke, or you can't go broke taking a profit. Green is green. That sort of attitude. Here's how to answer your question. Okay, so let's have, so there's a green trade. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a green trade. There's a green trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's 9 trades, all green, right? People, as soon as I see green, okay, you can't go broke taking a profit. Can't go broke taking a profit. Green, green, green. And then here comes trade number 10. So 90% win rate. And then all of a sudden, like whatever they're trying to do doesn't work out. And then they're like, well, on all these other ones, when I just held and hoped, it did come back up. So I was able to get my small green because, hey, green is green. You can't go broke taking a profit. But then the one comes along where, it doesn't go back up. And then you're looking at something like this. So there you go. There's a 90% win rate. That person's either very, very smally profit. Smally? I just made up a word. Very, very small. Has very, very small profit, no profit, or they're actually losing money with a 90% win rate. That's how. So good question there, Abbas, but that is how, right there. That is why I reject the whole premise of, again, it comes from a good place. It comes from a place of don't be greedy, don't beat yourself up, but at the end of the day, you can definitely go broke taking a profit. Because if you never let a green trade get much greener, if you never let a trade work for you, then that's how it happens. That was me last week. Bummer. Thank you, though, for sharing that, Brian. I appreciate the transparency on that. But that is how. Barely profitable. Okay, there you go. I guess that was probably smally profitable. No, that's not a word. All right, well, at this point, for anybody that had the premise that this is indeed a sideways channel, and therefore you were getting bullish biased, congrats. I was still a little unsure, thinking it might come down, but hey, if you're like Clay, I see what you're saying, brother, but because I'm an independent thinker, I disagree. I am long. Hey, well done. You chose wisely. You're long now. Okay, well, at this point, this is where I'm thinking about maybe a short. Because now we're getting, again, if you prescribe, if your theory, if you're operating under the assumption that this is a sideways channel, then, I see, Abel, I'm not saying I know your trade plan in and out, but I don't know. If anything, I'd now be thinking short. Do you trade metals or only, yeah, I trade gold from time to time. I'm a recovering silver addict. So trying to get away from silver. Hey, if you're enjoying, hit that like button. We're going for 400 likes. We are on a cold streak of 400 likes, but I think we have a fighting chance. So if you are enjoying this in any way, shape, or form, if you could hit that like button, it does make a big difference. It helps. So I understand that it may not seem like it's doing much because it's just a very small little click of the button, but it actually makes a big difference. So I don't know. Yeah? Hello? No. Stay out. Who was that? Jet? Jet? Huh? No, yeah, buddy. I'll be right back. Hey? Where's mother at? Where's mommy? Where's mommy? Is she downstairs? Is she not? Okay, you better head downstairs, okay? Yeah, you head downstairs. You got a ball? All right. Okay, see you later. I've learned that if you hear stuff, but then you don't get anything replies back, if you just like, huh? Then he'll speak his language. Because our youngest is 2. He knows He knows words. He is a good trader whenever he's on live stream. Granted, though, it's kind of sketchy to listen to him because I think all he knows how to say right now is up. So he'll just look at any situation and everything is up. But usually it goes up, though. That's a crazy thing. At what time does the market close? Check your email, Hammer. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but in the world of the prop firms, which I'm assuming the vast majority of you are using a prop firm, I've seen various emails from various prop firms, so I don't want to risk. If you are a take profit trader, which I am, then the email I got on Friday says 1 o'clock. So I will be out at 12:45. But again, I don't want to. All I'll say is check your email so you can touch base with other prop firm you're using. I'm using demo account right now. Still trying to figure out what a good broker is for my first real small trade. Well, change. I would now if by broker you mean prop firm, fantastic. I would say Take Profit Trader is great, very good, beginner friendly prop firm traders. If you mean broker like you're gonna go trade your own money with futures as a beginner, I think you're crazy. Because futures move, and oh boy, futures move very, very, very bigly. Bigly? I think that's a new word thanks to Trump, right? Our Canadian markets are closed. Dude, Carl, you should be... Dude, trade the U.S. markets, man. U.S. markets move way better than Canadian. I mean, U.S. markets just move the best just because they have the most volume, right? So come on, Carl. We gotta work smarter, not harder, folks. Clay, yeah, at times I do have my own dictionary. That is a fair point. That is a fair point. Bigley is probably a place in England. Could be. No, I thought, isn't everything in England and in Shire? Yorkshire? Well, I guess that doesn't make any sense because it's London. Okay, never mind. But it seems like any movie. If something is based in England, there's a Shire on the end of it. Canadian government likes... I will say this. Some of my best stocks in my portfolio are the Canadian banks. So I don't know what Canada's doing with their banks up there, but... Man, Canadian banks, they went through a tough spell. I can't remember, like 3 or 4 years ago. But because they're in my investments and I'm in them for like decades, they've come back nicely. They all pay nice dividends. So I will give a shout out to Canadians. You guys got some good quality banks. Can you trade futures in Canada? Yes. You can trade the futures market in Canada through Take Profit Trader. So through the prop firm. Now, I'll just put it this way. Here you go. So what I'm doing is open to everybody unless your country's on this list. So you do not want to see your country on this list. If it is, then what I'm doing, you cannot do. But if we go to the C's real quick, you will notice that there is no Canada. Therefore, people in Canada can indeed do what I'm doing here, which is trading the U.S. futures market through the prop firm, which I think makes way more sense. Because just, no offense to the Canadian markets, but they just have a lot less liquidity than the U.S. markets. Can you... I don't know. Hen tag? I don't know what that... I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm not sure what you're asking there, brother. Uh-oh. Abel, you didn't get long, did you, Abel? If so, I hope you're stopping out now. Famous arm wrestling from Kana. Okay, I'm kind of confused. What does... Like, are you real? Is that a bot? Like, what? Huh? I don't know. I'm confused. What is arm wrestling? And me, I'm very confused how arm wrestling made its way into the chat box here. Correct, yes. Canadian markets are like trading Forex. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, most international markets are like that compared to the U.S., but that just shows how massive the U.S. markets actually are. I got long at 27. I got stopped out. Okay. All right. Good job playing it. Playing it safe. Yeah, we're right. I am pretty much on team. This is just a sideways chop channel, and we're not totally in the middle. And I'm not fully on board the whole don't diddle in the middle type group. But if that's basically the middle, we're basically in the middle. So that's why I'm kind of just sitting here like, I don't know if I really want to do anything because we are, like I said, I am on team. We are officially kind of in this chop channel. Maybe I'm a little bit late to finally waving the flag on that one. But given I have waved the flag on it and I'm making that claim, and now we're in the middle of that thing, it's like, I don't know, do I want to diddle in the middle? So that's why right now I am using the SOH order. The most important order we have as traders, to sit on hands, right? Vast majority of trading, you should be using that order. The sit on hands, just waiting for something to actually develop. All right, we have less than 1 hour. Take Profit Trader says the markets are closing at 1 p.m. Eastern. Check your email, though, if you're with another prop firm, because, I've seen other prop firms talking about 12:45 p.m. Eastern. So all I'm saying, my position is check your email. The responsibility falls on you. London session is more predictable when it comes to movement. I guess I don't know. I can't say I've ever traded the London session. I would assume there would be some people that would push back on that, but that is a self-admitted assumption on my part. No. So force fed, you'll want to keep saving because you'll still have to pay the activation fee on it, which doesn't actually make any sense. So just keep saving those rewards until you can get like a free reset or something like that. Or like be able to get like like a 75K account or something. What app are you using? What I'm doing is 2 layers. Layer number 1, I'm in a prop firm. That prop firm is Take Profit Trader. So if you go to the link that you see at the top of your screen, that will take you to this site right here. And then after you pick the account you want, make sure to use code CLAY so you save the 40%. They'll ask you what platform do you want to use. I'm using Tradeovate. So what I'm doing is 2 layers. Layer number 1, I'm in a prop account. Take Profit Trader. Through the prop account, through the prop firm, I'm using Tradeovate. Okay, see, Carl, okay. Carl, you are a perfect example of prop firms. You don't need to put a sizable amount of anything. Just use a prop firm. Let me put it this way, Carl. Do you have $90? If you have $90, then you can get involved in the USA futures market and get yourself 25K in purchasing power, and you can go out there and have 3 NQs or up to 30 MNQs. If you want a little bit more on the other end of the spectrum, if you have $216, you could go out there into the futures market, get yourself 15 NQs or 150 MNQs. That's the whole point. That's the beautiful thing about prop firms. And your ultimate risk is only $216. Because worst case, if you go out there and lose $4,500, you're not losing $4,500 out of your pocket, but you are losing your account, which means, well, how much did you pay for the account? Because that's how much you're actually going to lose out of your pocket. $216. Okay, I don't know if Carl is listening or just, I guess there's a delay. But Carl apparently is like thinking he's got to wait till think about how easy prop firms are making Carl's life without Carl even being aware of it. This dude's talking about The next time the dollar goes up to par, so he's talking about currency exchange rates. Then he's going to put a sizable amount in American dollars so that he can fund. Goodness, Carl, brother. You're like a walking example of the beautiful thing about prop firms. Yeah, I don't know if Carl's hearing me. I don't even know if he's a real person. I think he's just a bot that's just saying stuff. Clay, you were making sense. Well, good. I'm glad I'm making sense to at least one person. Because I don't think I'm making much sense to Carl, assuming Carl is not something sent back from the past. Hey, Carl, let me ask you: Are you looking for John Connor? Carl Roth? Are you looking for John Connor by any chance? How much have you made from prop? I don't know. Enough to make it well worth my time, though. I think Carl's looking for John Connor. That's my theory. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We are in the last hour of a holiday day. This action is kind of like, you know. Hey Carl, can you type ABC? It's honestly coming across like you're not a real person. Like you keep talking as if you didn't hear anything I just explained to you. So which makes me think maybe you're not even real. Uh-oh, expat. Why do you use VWAP? Why do you use VWAP lower? What? I mean, that's the VWAP I use. Those are the settings. So I don't know what you're talking about, Eddie. All right, now look, he's not even typing ABC. Yeah, I think that dude is just like a bot. It's crazy. Why did you just make 500 to keep a job away? I'm not sure what you mean. No, he did not type ABC. I really don't know. That's what I mean. It's almost like... Yeah, I don't know. That's very... Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly, JD. Or JR or whatever I'm calling you. Yeah, the prop firm is just... At the end of the day, it's a risk management tool. Yes, I know people get caught up in the hype, and it's a good thing. Yeah, but man, prop firms, you can copy trade. And you could if you start to combine firms, and you could copy trade up to like 40 accounts at once. All cool stuff. But like ultimately, my argument would be, but the core, the pinnacle is their risk management ability. Yeah, isn't that weird, Captain Crunch? That was a bizarre. I don't even know. That was very weird. Okay, Brad, if I remember right, go back and watch the February 4th live stream. You may or may not see some red. I think if you fast forward to like the 17-minute mark, I think. If you want to see some red, go back to, I think, February 4th. No, Zach. You got that. That's on you, man. I can't do it for other people. That's not how the trading actually works. It's got to be your own trade. I thought you used yellow for 21. Well, you thought you... Incorrect, Eddie. Incorrect. Purple is the 50-period simple moving average. I kind of sort of just want to take a swing at a short here. Like if it breaks to the low, just with the idea of there's kind of quite a bit of wiggle room or quite a bit of space before it even touches the bottom part of the channel. But I could very, very Like almost to the point where it seems like it's still just a coin flip trade, and I don't like coin flips, right? To be fair, a coin flip, you're not at a disadvantage because it's 50-50, but you're also not at an advantage either. So I don't know. This almost seems like it could equally just do something like that too. So that's where I'm like, eh. But I'm thinking about it. Hi, what is the best broker for scalping? Take Profit Trader because there's no scalping rule. That is one of those things where, Take Profit Trader has, that's why I think they're one of the best. It's just their clean set of rules. No scalping rule, no scaling rule, no consistency rule in the pro accounts. Just trade. Yeah, oh, that's true too, ForceFed. Who asked that? Yeah, Brad. Or just watch the video I put out yesterday. Yesterday I had a video came out that I put out yesterday of me cooking an account. Been taking shorts since Sunday open. Good job. Yeah, it's definitely been a shorty type of day. But Brian here is also all he's done is long, and he's made money today. So it just goes to show a lot of ways to go about it. Clay, do you have a minimum requirement for your trading? Oh, I don't know if I still have that. I need to get that. There you go. This is who built my computer. Good guy, good stuff. I'm very happy with it. They have a guide somewhere. I don't know. I'll just link you to their website. And again, I'm not being paid. I don't have any, like, if you use them, fine. But I will say this is who I had build my computer right here. Who asked about that? Lalo. There you go. If you reach out to them and just say, hey, Clay Trader sent me. I don't know if that'll get you any deals. I won't make that claim, but it might be worth it. Hey, I learned about you from Clay Trader. Can we work any deals? Again, I'm not claiming that they'll cut you any deals, but he did reach out to me. He built my computer for me. I've had it now for 8 months. 0 complaints. Yes, I am listening. Thank you. Okay, Carl. Well, hopefully you now know that you don't have to wait for exchange rates. If you wanted to trade U.S. futures, you can do so like ASAP through a prop firm, which is why they're so cool. How do you like Take Profit? Oh, they're who I use and recommend. Yeah. I mean, this is basically my thoughts right here when it comes to prop firms. If you're a beginner experienced, Take Profit Trader. I think they're the king of the business. So right there. That is my quick thoughts. Summarized very quickly, but yeah. And if you want to support the stream, code Clay all caps, always appreciated. Can feed some hungry kids. Code Clay all caps feeds hungry children. FYI, I have 6 children, so they are my children, but they are children. They are hungry. Therefore, using code Clay all caps does feed hungry children. Okay. I could see this being a long too. In fact, I don't know. This might probably be a better long. Look at this nice little consolidate. You know what? It seems so like. Yeah, I got plenty of room. Let's see. Let me make sure. 20. What time is it? Okay, so I don't want to get again early. So if I get long 26. Ooh, that's like a 15-point stop. If I want to give it plenty of wiggle room. Yes, I'm talking to myself right now. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Oh no. Okay, it's good. Let's just go with 3. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm in. I might have just got suckered in here. If I did, so be it. First target is up there. Go, brother! No! If this thing snaps all the way down, I think I'll just have to laugh at it. Oh, I was actually just kidding. Like, please don't actually do that. Man, I had like a 7-point scalp on that if I wanted it. Granted, I'm talking in hindsight right now. Had the price kept on booming, I would not be talking about a 7-point scalpy scalp. So that's hindsight confirmation bias on my hand. I have not, Gary. Again, I am take profit trader. I do know, Gary, that the one complaint I've heard is they have definitely higher commissions. VAT. No VAT. No VAT. Again, a cooked account in the prop firm world is basically a losing trade. I'll explain what I mean by that. Again, Carl, my point is you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that down the road. You could literally, if you want to day trade futures right now in the United States market, you could do that right now. Yeah, I think, Carl, you're in the past. You got to, by the time you hear this, Carl, look down at the scroll bar. You're definitely a couple minutes behind. Yeah, exactly, Mintmont. I don't think so. Yeah, so anyways, this is about the worst case candle. I guess not worst case. I mean, that's just a brutal candle. It hasn't anything wrong per se from the long side, but this is definitely annoying. But again, annoying is not necessarily wrong. Oh yeah, Carl is so far behind. Dude, okay, yeah, I don't know why I'm talking to him. Because he's not going to hear this for like, man, I asked him to do that, what, about 10 minutes ago? And now Carl's losing his cool. This is the unfortunate thing. Now he's getting all upset. But Carl does not realize that it's actually Carl's fault. Because Carl, you're the one that does not realize you are about 10 minutes behind where everybody else is at. He does seem like a nice guy, though. Well, he's Canadian, right? So he'll probably be saying sorry soon. Sorry. Yeah, he's quite a bit behind. To be fair to Carl, I don't know. Like YouTube, maybe they should make that a little bit more obvious. Like when you fall behind like that. Yeah, maybe it is just the Canadian internet. Maybe it's got maple syrup in there or something. Oh yeah, top. He is delayed. He is delayed. Yeah. Again, I am long. Just kind of took a trade that I liked, didn't love. At this rate, who knows? Maybe I'm in this thing for the next until close. What platform do I use? I am using Take Profit Trader as my prop firm. And then through Take Profit Trader, so that's the link that you see at the top of the screen. Through them, I'm using Tradeovate. Hey, AJ, cool? Well, good. Glad I could play a small little role in your journey. Yeah, MN, exactly, Ace Dude. So yes, you could have up to 60 of what I have 3 of. So if you're looking at these numbers and you're like, man, these numbers are moving too slow for me, well, just realize that number could be as high as 60 for what you're asking about, Ace. If it says, so you're talking about the 50K account, that number right there could, Ace, if you wanted to, could be as high as 60. So that's what I mean. If you're not really, man, this moves so slow, hey, then just increase that number. You could take it as high as 60, and I promise that number will be moving a whole lot quicker. When did you switch? For about 18 months ago. Come on. Hey, keep going. Dude, oh, come on, hit me. Thank you. All right. Well, it took a little patience, but there we go. Put my stop right here. Let me throw out my next target just in case it wants to revisit right there. So there we go. Stop is right here. So this will, you know what, whatever. Let's just give this thing plenty of room. There we go. Stop is basically now at break even. So let's just give this thing plenty of wiggle room. See if it wants to come up to hit that next target, but I'll take it. Great. I traded 48 today. Oh, no. Yeah, you're good. And again, that's not even per day. That is per trade. Keep on pushing. Dun, 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 dun. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. No guarantees, but this could be a potentially very nice short. We have not only the overnight low right there, the pink line. This is the 5-minute. We also have the 50 period sloping down. Look, they're basically right at the same value. Again, there are no guarantees, so I'm not saying that will for sure be a rejection point, but I definitely feel very good that I'm taking one more off up there because I could see this being a rejection point, which is why I'll take my next profit. But if I'm wrong, that's okay. I'll still have one contract left. Net position, is that? No, that's how many contracts I have. This is my position size left. I thought the market was closing early today. It is. Check your email for when. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I've seen emails that all kind of are giving different numbers for your prop firm. So rigs trades, just check your email. For me, the number I care about is 1 p.m. Eastern because I'm with Take Profit Trader. Hey, Grassmaster. Again, very good lesson here from a long standpoint. Was that action wrong? No. Was it annoying? Yes. There is a big difference between wrong action that invalidates a trade plan versus annoying action. This didn't invalidate anything per my premise. Was that candle very annoying? Oh yeah, that was annoying, but not wrong. Okay, come on, come hit me. Again, this could be a very legitimate short here. All right, let's move this up now. Oh, come on. Again, I'm not going to, so once more on the 5-minute, that's exactly what it's looking like. So for it to come up here, basically get to that level and then come back down, personally, especially, I mean, look at this. This is kind of the top of the potential channel. I mean, yeah. No, not in the sense that you're thinking. Like an automatic, I mean, I'm trailing my stop right now. My stop's right here. But is it automatically doing it? No. Again, Carl Roth, you are so far behind in the stream. You are replying to things that I've said 10 minutes ago. It's going back to open. Okay, here we go. We got footy riddles with the apparent crystal ball that just knows the future. Unbelievable. It's crazy. Hey, all right. Okay, now we're cooking. All right, let me follow it up with this final one. Again, to me, that was a very possible rejection point, which is I want to take one off just in case it rejected. But I could be wrong, and if it goes straight up through there, which it kind of did, hey, I'm still enjoying the ride because I still got one more left. Who took this trade with me? Give me a 1 if you're currently still in this long with me. Anybody else? It's funner to trade with others. Anybody else in this with me that took that trade? That we had to be patient. We had to get annoyed after that one candle. What do you mean you're out, Abel? You dent? If you know and watch order flow, you can see it goes back to the value area or point of control, interject there most probably. Okay, well, exactly. I appreciate you saying the words most probably. In other words, but not all the time, right? What do you mean you guys got out too early, you... Oh, man. Carl Roth, you, brother, you're so far behind. Somebody help this guy out. Somebody help him. How do we help him to help himself and realize he's so far behind in the stream? Again, I talked about the 6 kids. That had to have been 10 minutes ago. If this can get a close up above this high right here, that's when I'll move my stop right there. But before I move my stop, I want to see this close. Okay, I can't. Okay, I'm in dangerous territory. Because if this thing just grinds and grinds and grinds, I don't want to be in at the close because I lose track of time. I am in America. In America, I'm in Iowa. Where am I from? Well, I don't know. I was born in Ohio, and then I lived in Kansas City. Okay, that's good enough for me. I'm going to move this up here. There we go. I know I said close, but whatever. So now worst case on this final one, I'm making, what is that? I don't know, 20, 30 points? No, that's not 30. About 20 points? 30 points. I'm a dent. 25 points. There we go. There we go. Again, hey, Snipes trades, listen, man. You do your strategy, I'll do mine. I appreciate it. I know you're trying to help. But like, it sounds like you got your strategy. Sounds like you got your groove. I got my groove. I think there are many grooves out there. I appreciate it, though. Oh, Carl. We love Carl. Why do you only trade 5 to 8 micros at a time if you can trade more? Well, it depends on the time of the day. Thank you, Glock. I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, check your email. Some prop firms I saw were talking about 1245. So just check your email. Just check your email. Hey, don't come down and stop me out. That was so fun. No, don't tell me I survived. If this goes back up, I don't think I will, but that'd be wild. No, Sam, I'm looking at stuff more than the 2 and 5 are the main, sure, but I'm keeping track of other stuff too. Yeah, I'm happy with the numbers. Would love to see. Do we have 40 more? Are there 40 people here that are enjoying enough to hit the like button? That'd push up to 400 likes. That'd be cool. Flowers HVAC. My mind is blown right now. You are not new here. How do you not know what prop firm I use? Flowers HVAC. Now, we have a lot of new names here today, so it would make sense why they're like, hey, what platform are you using? But Flowers HVAC, what are you doing? Okay, dude. See, there's a time and place to try to, or at least put JK in that same comment, because at least I'm reading JK. But come on, man, all right, stop out. Don't rage bait me. Not rage bait. You know what you're doing. Don't do that. Delete that out of here. Get that nonsense out of here, Dimitri Trades. Keep that name out of this place. Okay, Flowers HVAC. Have you ever done a live stream with 600 people on it? Let's start there. Because maybe I could learn something from you. Because maybe you're like, yes, Clay, I have. In fact, I have a bigger live stream than you. And I'm able to stay lightened up. Even though people do the same things over and over again, I never get annoyed. If that is the case, and I'm being dead serious, how? Please teach me. No, I've watched you answer that question 50 times. Exactly. So why what? Like, dude. So just like, but do you see how that? Never mind. Anyways, hey, if any of you here do live stream and you've had a question asked you 50 times and then somebody else asks again just to try to kind of rage bait you, and then you get a little annoyed, like, how do you not get annoyed? Honest question. Like, I'm seeking, as somebody that is a live streamer, that is a human, I'm open to try to learn. Like, does anybody fit that category? It's all fine here. Oh, maybe Carl's finally caught up. All right, well, that was a nice trade. Again, biggest learning lesson. I would say this is the most important thing from the entire live stream. As somebody that is always trying to look for kind of those teachable type things, there is a difference between wrong price action that invalidates a trade plan versus annoying price action. This right here, when I bought, it broke out and then came back down. And I was looking at that candle. Very, very annoying price action, but not wrong price action. There is a huge, huge difference. Learn order flow. Snipes traits, dude. That is one of the most overrated things out there, in my opinion. I'm good with where I'm at. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think you've done well with answering same questions. Well, thank you, Change. Do you normally trade on half days? Yes. Yes. And on half days are where I stream the open. How much spread we have on NQ outside New York session? Not wide enough where it's a concern. Well, let me put it this way. Never mind. I don't know. I don't know your strategy. For all I know, it's not a huge spread. I think you're coming from like, I don't know, maybe Forex where it can be super sketchy. It's not a sketchy spread. So that is why I would say, Shami, just start with a couple MNQ and see what it looks like. Why do you use prop firm and not real? Because I don't feel like risking my money. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Okay. Vat was like, hey man, I watched your video from Sunday where you cooked that account. And basically, are you going to change your process? No, because this is how I view prop firms, okay? So let's set some context. If you use your own money, part of using your money is you're going to have something at risk, right? That's called your stop loss. Meaning if I am wrong about this, the amount that I lose out of my pocket is XYZ. So if you have 100 shares of Tesla and you're risking $2 per share, your risk is $200. If you're wrong on that trade, you just lost $200 out of your pocket, okay? So that is the world I'm used to coming from. Your stop loss is ultimately how much is that risk from your pocket, okay? So the way I view prop firms is I view each account as a trade itself. So in other words, if each account is a trade, well, like any trade, it's got a stop loss. Per my definition, the stop loss is how much is that risk out of your pocket. So in the world of prop firms, let's just say you go to 50K, the stop loss on the trade, again, on this account, if you view it as a trade, that stop loss, what's risk out of your pocket is $102. So if I go and I cook the account, if I roast the account, in my mind, I'm like, okay, that was a losing trade. The trade cost me $102, which for my mind is a magical thing because I came from the world before prop firms and all that because I'm an old man where, yeah, like risking $500 on a trade, it is what it is, right? If you have 250 shares of NVIDIA and you got to give the thing a $2 stop loss to give it enough wiggle room, well, if you're wrong, that's $500 out of your pocket. So for me, when I'm looking at $100, I'm like, man, that's really solid. So in other words, you could go and have 10 losing trades, right? So 10 losing trades. In other words, you blow up 10 prop accounts and you're out basically $1,000. But then on, let's just say prop account number 11, trade number 11, you go on a banger, you pull like a Brian who's in the chat right now, and you pull over $20,000 because you just keep winning and winning. So in other words, you get a banger trade. Well, I mean, clearly Brian, he paid for a lot of wrong trades through just that one account. So for me, that is why why would I use my own capital when I can just take a $100 trade? Well, Clay, but you get to keep more. Well, yes, but the ROI is just not there, right? So there we go. Actually, is Glock, are you still here, Glock? I don't know if Glock's still here. If you blow up your prop account, do you have to go through another test period? Yeah. That's why I do the racehorse model. That's why I'm constantly working on passing new accounts. Are you trading stocks and futures? Yes. We do have some stock traders in the private community, but yeah, we're mainly futures traders. How do I get that overnight low line? You just have to search community indicators. So there, and then community indicators, and then you can just search. Where are we at time-wise? Okay, some of you better check your emails because some of you I saw with certain prop firms, I don't remember who they were now, mentioned 12:45. Hey, Clay, it's my first time passing through the game. They were giving me two options to get funded. I don't know. I don't use them, so I can't really speak to that. Anyways, okay. So we had somebody that was last week. Who was that? Anyways, they bought the 102 account, right? So they bought this account. They spent 102. So they're taking this trade, right? If you're viewing each account as a trade, and at that point in time, last week when I did the calculation, that trade, in other words, in prop firm lingo, they had received over 6,000, but I just used 6,000 to keep it easy. But they've gotten paid. They've gotten payouts of over $6,000. So when you look at the calculation, what's the ROI? They're right now at 5,782%, which sounds like a total scam, right? What out there has an ROI of 5,700%? Well, let's just think about the math. What drives this calculation? What drives it is that amount right there. Because the amount invested, aka the risk, is so low, the ROI builds very, 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 very quickly. Whereas if you're using your own money, well, I mean, how much are you putting in the account? That's your risk, right? So if that's got to be 10,000, well, the ROI gets scared out of whack. So sure, but I get to keep 100% of my gains. Yeah, but this is with giving up 20%. So this is a trader that gets to keep 80% of their gains, yet they still generated that ROI. So why do I use prop firms? Because I like to work efficiently. And I'm not sure it gets any more efficient than those sorts of ROIs. Thank you, and thank you for asking. But yes, hey, 412 likes. Let's go. The streak is over. Thank you, everybody, that's fantastic. But yes, I trade FX because prop firms don't let traders from my country. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I know. Take Profit Trader, they're not open to people in Pakistan either. So yeah, in your situation, it kind of is what it is. In your situation, I understand why you got to trade Forex. You just don't have any other choices. When I don't know. It's been maybe a month. I don't know. But the streak is over. The streak is over. I think the record is 460. So I don't know if we'll hit that. But hey, that's fantastic to see. That's encouraging. Ooh, getting a little spicy here. Okay, some of you, I don't know if you just cooked accounts or not, but I know some prop firms said 12:45 was the time you needed to be out. So if you were with one of those prop firms and you didn't get out, you might be cooked. I don't know. But again, the market, Take Profit Traders. They sent out the email that said by 1 p.m. the market closes. So as somebody that uses Take Profit Trader as my prop firm, maybe I'll take another trade, but if I do, it's going to need to be a quick one because we only got 15 minutes left. Efficient and risk management is what yes. Risk management at the end of the day is the most important thing. Efficiency, I'm not going to say efficiency is as important as risk management, but I would say efficiency is a close second. I need $18. All right, well, you can do that. You got it. Just slow and steady, slow and steady. Uh-oh. We got a certain category of people. They're all like, yeah, dude, it's at 420 likes, dude. So I'm sure there are some people that are super stoked, brother. 420, let's keep it right there. So I don't know. If somebody hits the like button now, you're going to crush their dreams. Oh, wow, somebody took one away. Wow, I just offended somebody. I just offended one of the Mary Janers out there. Thanks, Charky. Same to you. A nice pattern here. Like if we weren't butting up against if we weren't butting up against the close of the day, again, it's closing early today. Yes, it's a holiday today. I'd be quite interested. Nice little bull flag here, but yeah. Do you analyze ES and NQ too? Well, I mean, MNQ and NQ are essentially the same chart. But yeah, I keep an eye on ES. But no, I mean, the main things that I'm trading and watching, and yeah, I'll give my thoughts on ES and stuff like that. But yeah, as far as what do I trade, MNQ and NQ. And I'll look at gold. And I'm a recovering silver addict, so yeah. Yeah, I like that, Brian. Good point. $18 can be a tomorrow problem. Well said, sir. I don't know. I don't know, John. Also irrelevant to this entire stream because again, the main point of the stream is I'm not here to prove myself. If you think I'm a terrible trader, fine. I don't care. If you think I'm a great trader, fine. Thanks, I guess. I'm here to preach Pam's plant. I want to make people aware of Pam's plant. So my ROI, my ability, my blah, blah, blah is irrelevant. Just because even if I just concede, I've never made a penny as a trader. I'm a terrible trader. I'm a scumbag. The position would still be a scumbag is presenting a good idea. Now, if you can tell me how Pam's plan is a bad idea, and I know, John, you're not. I'm just saying, I'm talking in general. But if somebody wants to tell me how Pam's plan is a bad idea, okay, that's fine. Because then you could say, well, a scammer is presenting a bad idea. But unless you show me how Pam's plan is a bad idea, then the position would just be a scumbag is giving a good idea. It's a luxury to be able to trade futures because CFD spreads. Yeah, that's why CFDs, like I said, if that's all you have, that's fine. But that's also, for us in America, I mean, we got a lot to be grateful for. A lot of those things we don't even realize. Aren't we here to learn and have distraction from the silent news? Well, I mean, I don't know. The bottom right-hand corner tells you what you should be here for. Entertainment. If you're here for entertainment, fantastic. Other than that, I'm a baboon. Like I've said, and I'll say it again, you're at the zoo right now, right? And instead of having a glass enclosure that you're looking, it is just your screen. That screen is the glass. And on the other side of that glass, which would be me, you're at the baboon exhibit, okay? This is an online zoo. You are at the baboon exhibit. Well, hey, welcome back, John. See, that's so weird. That breaks my heart about the algorithm. Why is John just now figuring out when I have now live streamed for a year? He is just now figuring out that I've been live streaming, even though I've been doing it for a year. Like YouTube algorithm, I apologize for whatever I did to upset you. We are all dense. That is true. Do you think it'd be possible to trade? I have no idea. I'm not getting in any of that talk. I have no idea. All I can say is talk to a qualified professional. Clay, why are you not taking this breakout? Because the market closes in 9 minutes. That's why. What do you mean the market closed in 9 minutes? Go check your email. Just found your lives a week ago. Yeah, but did you know about me beforehand, Reefer? Yeah, see, John, so you've been a sub too. You've been a sub of my channel for all these years. And if I'm understanding right, you literally today just learned that I've been live streaming, even though I've been live streaming for a year now. That is crazy to me. YouTube algorithm. I don't know what I did. Dude, Krypton. Well, then you're just a baller. What do you mean they're only going to let me make $10,000 a day? Okay, so copy trade 5 accounts. What do you mean they're all going to let me make $50K a day? Are you that much of a baller, Krypton? Really? You're going to complain that they max you out at $50K a day? Some of these people, I just want to be ballers like them. Complaining about, oh man, they'll only let you make $50K a day. Oh, okay. I have a new strategy that makes big. I'm sure you do. I'll say this right now. If you have a strategy and you think that your strategy is being undercut because you can only make $50K a day, your strategy is garbage. You've just been getting lucky. I have a new strategy that makes, a new strategy. AK, you don't have a very big sample size. I know. I'm the jerk. I'm trying to rain on his parade. I'm bitter. I'm jealous. I know. I get it. Again, Krypton, if you're complaining about because you're only allowed to make $50,000 per day, aka $250,000 per week, aka 1 million per month, aka $12 million per year. If you're going to complain about that, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to struggle feeling bad for you. Woe is you that you're going to only be allowed to make 12 million per year. Sitting in your underwear. Can I explain your strategy? No. Come on, John. Surely you know how in-depth of a question that is. Yeah, 12 minutes. I mean, this is what are we even talking about? Dude, complaining about making 12 million a year. What do you mean you'll only let me make 12 million a year? Oh, okay. No, you did say that though. You're like, yeah, well, take profit trader, they only let you make 10K in a day. Yeah, well, per account. And if you have 5 accounts, because you can copy trade, that'd be 50,000 a day. So you're saying that as if it's like a big hindrance. Like, yes, if a prop firm that only allows you to make 12 million per year is a hindrance for you, all I can say is well done. You're crushing it. Hey, so you had a losing trade, Kenny? Oh well. Losing trades are part of trading. Yep, 12 minutes to close. 12 minutes to close. You're not allowed to hold. That's why my argument is very specific. In the category of day trading, day trading futures through a prop firm. So what you just described, holding overnight, that's where things become swing trades. So no, the claim has anything to do with swing trading. It's just some people. Now, again, wait, if prop firm XYZ only lets you make, $500, okay, fine. I can understand that. But what are we talking about? $10,000 in a day only? And then you can copy trade 5 accounts? So ultimately 50,000 a day. Like, what are we talking about? I'm not trying to be a jerk, but if you think that you have a strategy that is now going to lead you to making 50,000 a day, I don't want to be a jerk, but like, especially when it's a new strategy, just say be careful. Be careful, Be careful. You might. Yeah. What do you mean 4? How much is a Bugatti? As a non-car guy. Yeah, at some point, sure. But that's also lottery logic, right? Lottery logic goes like this. I say playing the lottery is stupid. And you're like, oh yeah, Clay, we'll tell that to the people that have won. It's like, okay, fine. In that category, that rare category, fine. Playing the lottery is smart. Same is true here. Yes, in some like isolated thing, when a prop firm is capping you at only making, 12 million a year, okay, fine. Yeah, maybe it makes sense. But like hopefully we can all agree that's some lottery logic there, right? Man, I love spoons. Well, actually, Clay, back in 1872, a spoon was used to kill somebody. So tell that to the person that got killed that spoons are good. It's like, okay, fine. Yes, in that instant, back in 1872, spoons were bad. You can beat any argument with lottery logic, okay? All right, we got 3 minutes until Take Profit Trader says the market's closed. So if you are with Take Profit Trader, I mean, you're getting aggressive right now because you got less than 2 minutes. Let it go, bro. I know I'm not going to let that one go. Majita? That's hilarious. I mean, leave it for the 1 year anniversary to have somebody complaining about only being able to make 12 million a year. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I'm not going to let that go. This is a nugget. This is classic. This will go down in infamy. Markets open back up at 6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's what I mean, Raspberry. It's just like, what is he even talking about? But even that is still, Take Profit Trader would just move you to a live account, and then you can go and make as much as you want. So no, yes, during the pro account, they'll cap you. But then once I move you to Pro Plus, which is the live markets, then you can just make as much as you want. Oh, I think it was funny the 8th, 9th, and 10th time also. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, brother. Something like that has way more value than just talking about it one time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All the degens. Don't worry, degens. I know usually it's only 1 hour, but today it's going to be 5. Yeah, John, I am team Take Profit Trader. Yep. All right, 1 o'clock. The markets are closed. If you are still in a trade, and I'll only speak for Take Profit Trader, but if you're still in a trade with Take Profit Trader, your account is cooked because you just broke a rule. So, yeah. And then John asked, what am I with Take Profit Trader? So, yeah, as far as how I view the prop firm space, I think Take Profit Trader is the king of the mountain, king of the space, especially for beginners. As a beginner, why are they great? Very, very clean set of rules. No scalping rule, consistency rule. Very, very easy to understand. Other prop firms, they're fine. But like for a beginner, I can see getting overwhelmed by the rules. Wait, what's a consistency rule? What's an MAE? All this sort of stuff. But just very, very straightforward. And then experience. I still think that even if you're experienced and you're looking to build your empire, I think Take Profit Trader should be part of that empire building. Or if you've never even tried them, give them a try. I've yet to meet an experienced prop firm trader that complains about daily payouts and being able to make as much money as you want every day. So if you can make $1,500 a day and request $1,500 a day. Like I've yet to meet anybody complain about that, which other prop firms, it's not quite that smooth, right? You got to wait certain amounts of time and they cap you to how much you can request for payouts. But with Take Profit Trader, there is just a lot to like. And then just from a rule standpoint, because this will mean more to those experience, there's no scaling rule, there's no scalping rule, there's no consistency rule. Once you get the pro accounts, you can just go out there and trade. So how do you do it with receipts? I can't use them because they don't send receipts. What do you mean? They send out a 1099, John. I guess I don't know what you mean by receipts, but I mean, that's one of the great things about prop firms is tax reporting is easy. They'll send you a 1099 and then there you go. Anyways, so yeah, well, the markets are closed. They will be opened up again at 6 p.m. Eastern. And that is what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and call it good. I got to work on some tax stuff now. I always use President's Day to kind of finish up my tax stuff and email my accountant. So that's why I'm going to be. Oh, well, yeah. And you're in Norway. I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to ask. I don't know. I'm not going to try to comment on that. But overall, on your way out, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be great. And if you are not yet a subscriber, subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow at my normal time of 11 a.m. Eastern. I do usually show up early, so you can, if you subscribe, turn on notifications, you'll be notified. But at the end of the day, this is totally viewer supported. So if you want to ensure that the stream continues, help support it. Code CLAY, all caps, with any of these prop firms is a way to make that happen. So what kind of news is tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know if there's any news tomorrow or not. But I'll check that calendar tomorrow morning, part of my morning routine. So thank you, everybody, for all the new faces that were here. Great having you. Hopefully, we'll see you back around. But take care, everybody. Like I said, on your way out, hit that like button. And if you want to support the stream, keep it ad-free. Code CLAY, all caps, with any of these prop firms. So everybody take care. Have a good rest of your day.